I'm Shane.
I'm Bo.
We are Kentucky Fried Critics.
Welcome back.
Here we are. I
Did everybody
definitely
have a
don't
good
even remember
Christmas?
what episode this is.
We had a good Christmas.
Yeah, I had a good Christmas. What
What was
episode is this? 17? 17, I think.
I think
Maybe?
so. 16.
No,
14.
I think 16 was last one.
This is the first episode. What timeline are you on?
15 just released for us, but we are ahead.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. So this is 17.
I know, I just was being silly at this point. I was going with it. I was just trying to make it look like we were trying to still work it out. Yeah, we are officially here. This is for us after Christmas, for you guys after Christmas. In real life, not.
No, hasn't happened yet.
We are still sitting here. This is we are so ahead. Good for us.
Yeah, I know, right? We kept up with it.
We are now going to be wrapping up our creepy Christmas celebration.
This is the
with you
last
here.
one.
Our last one, unfortunately.
We gotta
Fortunately,
go back to
however you want to look.
We gotta go back to regular movies now.
I'm kind of
This was fun.
This was fun. It was more fun than I thought, and again, it's been for us a year in the making.
Yeah,
this is what
we planned this last year.
We pseudo flirted the idea of doing it last year, and then at the last minute, we were just like,
Yeah, no, we're gonna do that. That's definitely what's happening.
So last year we were just like we needed to go ahead and do some family stuff before doing the horror, but we knew this was going to be on the docket. And
It's just a shame YouTube doesn't like us.
Apparently,
Dude, our views have
yeah.
been
After
shitty.
we are now at the end of these, well, and we don't know.
I'm blaming YouTube. I like to. They're
Well,
probably
no,
like,
that-
"Oh, those aren't family-friendly Christmas movies."
Well,
Those
that's what.
aren't
No, that's the part I was
appropriate."
gonna say. That's the thing I don't know. Now's when we're gonna find out if it's just a horror movie, if it's Christmas horror, because again, for the people listening, they will already have seen what happens. But
Yeah.
for us, timey-wimey
we
bullshit,
haven't found out yet.
we still have Nightmare Before Christmas hasn't come out for us yet.
Yeah,
for
for
them, it
us.
has. So we don't know what kind of numbers that one does. We'll find out then. We'll
If
find
that
out if
one gets pushed,
if
it's
family
definitely
friendly matters.
Yeah.
Because the hashtags are gonna be the same. It's still gonna say creepy Christmas.
and all that.
I'll probably still leave Christmas horror in at this point, even though it's not really, just so that way I can
If
test this
you're a
theory.
little kid, there's some scary shit. In
Well,
that
just to
movie.
test our theory at this
Yeah.
point, right? Like we need to find out what's happening here.
What is the algorithm doing?
Well,
I will understand you.
well, unless it's the movie title itself, unless they've got a giant list of titles,
Right? Not this. Not these.
then it has to be that one hashtag. And so that's why I want to wait until we have what is a family-friendly movie to keep that hashtag on too, and see like
family-friendly movie,
right, and then see what happens then.
Yes,
Gives us
it's
a
a nice
bit.
benchmark. It really is.
Uh,
Because if that doesn't get any kind of push,
then it's definitely that hashtag and
Yeah.
nothing else, right? Like it's just an easy
How-
way to test.
how dare we try to make Christmas creepy?
Right? What bastards?
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you right now, running our Instagram, there are plenty of other podcasts that are doing the
The
same
exact
kind of
same thing.
thing. Don't get me wrong, a lot of those are horror themed all the time.
all the time.
But there are plenty of just regular movie podcasts doing some of the things that we've picked here.
Tony
too.
from Act the Movies. He did a.
He's Silent Night
yeah,
2, right?
Yeah, he did Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Was it the first one or did
Yeah,
he
it
do
was the
second
original one.
I think then I've seen another podcast that recently did the second Silent Night.
Was it
Deadly
Movie
Night.
Dumpster? I think they might have
I
done it.
can't remember which one it was.
See, so we're not the only ones doing it.
yeah.
Go
lots of
check.
people
Go
are
check
doing
them out
this.
if you don't know about
Check
them.
out any of those. Yeah, I mean, people just need to open their minds. That's what I'm kind of getting
Mhm.
at here. Like all of this is so Christmas. It's Christmas.
Yeah,
it's fun.
it brings horror can bring people together
It's a good
to
time.
huddle in fear, right?
I think we've had enough fun trying to tell people and complain about our
We're
social
kind
media
of bitching
woes.
about YouTube.
So let's go ahead and get into this. So people already know this is Silent Night. Oh, sorry.
No,
Why am I
wow,
getting...
you time traveled like 2 weeks ago.
Ooh, it fits for this episode.
Yeah, it
I'm
does.
glad that happened. It's a Wonderful Knife. What? I'm
There it is. He found it.
I'm still just baffled at myself. Sorry.
He's
Yeah.
so pissed about the YouTube algorithm.
I
He
am.
can't-
That's
he
what it
can't
is.
keep
I
it
can't even
straight.
keep up what movie we're on anymore. It's got me in a loop. Yeah. So it's a Wonderful Knife. This was one that again I just found.
Yeah, you just brought it. I was like, I just happened to see this. I was
Well,
like, that worked.
we
Cool.
were struggling because this
We
was
needed one more, right?
well, yeah, and this is before we took our deep dive. This is beginning of November, right? When we were we were like,
Yeah,
if we want to do this, we better start thinking early. And so like we were like, let's just sit down and see if we can come up with them off the top of our head.
Yeah,
And so
what
like,
kind of Christmas horror movies do we
so
already
we also
know?
had originally Krampus on the list, and so
Yeah.
Krampus was almost in this slot.
Yeah, it was in contention.
But then I was just like, well, let's just Google and see what
Yeah,
comes
let's
up.
see what
and
all's up
no
there.
joke, when you Google like Christmas horror, this is probably because it's one of the most recent.
Yeah.
It's definitely at the top of the list. And so I was just like, man, that's a name.
Isn't it? It's a wonderful knife.
And so we had to go with it. Now, the thing I will add to that, though, is that when we first started this, we thought it was going to be a struggle to find 5. And when we sat down and made this list, it was a struggle.
Yeah, just to think of them.
Now, in our deep dive processes, the two of us have realized this is a whole world.
Oh, there are so
of movies
fucking
that we
many,
just haven't
and
even-
they keep making more.
I just, I guess I've just, again, I used to watch tons of B horror movies, but I guess just like where at Christmas time I lived, my dad was a Christmas movie
Yeah, you're
guy.
Rankin
we
and
watched
Bass, and, Rudolph and everything.
Christmas movie. Like
Yeah.
I guess I just never thought to look. I knew about the most cliche of the cliche. I knew about Gingerbread Man.
Yeah.
I knew about Jack Frost. I knew about Santa's Sleigh.
Yeah.
But I didn't know Silent Night, Deadly Night had 5. I didn't know
Mickey Rooney's in one of them.
I didn't know that they did remakes and
yeah, and like pseudo remakes, and
this is insane to me.
there's like 900 different Killer Santa movies. Like there's some going back to like the 50s.
It's really crazy.
Right?
I was not prepared for what I've seen. Like this, like guys, for any of you non-horror again, like at this point, I know we might have drawn in during this month. The only people that might be listening to us are probably horror.
Yeah,
fans
probably horror
from
fans.
what we've seen. But so for any of the non-horror fans listening, like I'm not joking. If you don't know this, just go for a mini.
Yeah,
deep
just
dive.
go
Don't-
Google for a minute.
And yeah, for a minute. Like, don't just take the first one. Because like I said, the first one we still didn't come up with a lot. But if you just like actually start looking, you're going to be blown away.
By how?
Yeah, literally just type in Killer Santa movies.
Yeah, like I said, they go back to like the 50s.
It's insane. And
It's
like
nuts.
Like sometimes like homicidal maniac, sometimes like real life
Yeah, like
feeling
real
type
life
Killer
Santa.
Santas. It's
He
all
goes
over
around
the
and
place.
actually kills the naughty children.
Yes. Or sometimes you get Goldberg in a Santa suit killing everybody. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, doesn't give a shit because he's just allowed to now.
But yeah, so it is one of those things where I have just unlocked a new genre for myself.
Right, dude. No, we gotta I gotta watch more of these.
We could do this for the next 5 Christmases and still have
not
plenty
get
of
all
movies.
of them. No,
We're not going to. I think next year after this, we need to maybe like re-wholesomify ourselves. Go back to some
make a appease Father Algorithm. We're sorry.
or Father Christmas.
Yeah, he doesn't pay us though.
Well,
I want YouTube to pay.
well,
us.
not to mention we just need to do some more Rankin and Bass.
Yes,
And we can't do that unless we're doing real Christmas.
do Little Drummer Boy.
Well, we do lots of them. We've only done one.
Frosty
The
Snowman.
world is open to us.
Trying to think how many other ones there are.
Lots.
The one with the goofy New Year's baby with the big ass ears.
The other Santa one.
Yeah, the
where it's
others.
all old Santa. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Frosty the Snowman.
I said that one.
Okay. I'm just saying. There's lots. I was trying to go in my personal. I
I'm
wasn't
doing my favorite list. You shut the fuck up.
Well, it's the way I keep track of them in my head. That's
Oh,
all it was.
I
Like,
have my order. This
Yeah,
is how,
yeah.
This is how we played him as a kid.
yeah, it's the way I can like check mark. Like I said that one. I said that one. Yeah, trust me when I say though, we do have lots. There's still plenty of Christmas Rankin and Bass.
Just do all Rankin and Bass next year.
We probably could.
Yeah.
Rudolph.
Yeah, we haven't done that one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like we probably could if we wanted to. I think our bigger hurdle for that would be unless we wanted to do all Christmas ales again.
I like that gimmick. It's easy.
It is, but as a segue to this, I think we can say that we did not enjoy that, and that this has been a better Christmas for not having it.
So we just kind of got lucky.
I don't know if I want to do it again.
Yeah, it's true.
And so it might be hard to find all of those movies without having to go to Christmas ales.
That's true.
Like we said, though, that is a segue to this beer.
This
Bo.
week's
Go ahead and hit 'em
beer.
with the beer.
Got Fatheads Brewing Holly Jolly Christmas Ale, because it's a Holly Jolly Christmas. So spice up your holidays with a Holly Jolly Christmas Ale. There, that's a free plug for you guys. Enjoy that.
Two things I'll say about this one. First, it was our gimme. We understand this is probably our least likely to match in any kind of real way.
Anyway, there's no I mean, it's Christmas. The movie takes place on Christmas. There, 9 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, so like that's our first thing, and then the second thing is obviously like we were already saying we're not the biggest fans of Christmas ales.
Yep,
we thought we had avoided that. This month.
We got so close.
We were so close,
but I'm gonna just call this a glancing blow.
Yeah, okay, like we're halfway through.
Yeah,
it's good.
It's all right. It's very subtle
at halfway
in its Christmas.
At halfway
it's got
through,
a kiss of Christmas.
At halfway through, I'm barely noticing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like
it
halfway
gets
through
less
my first
noticeable
can,
as you drink it. So I can drink this.
Yes,
that is the label I give.
Look, the first sips weren't so overpowering that I needed to stop.
Right,
we're good.
Like some,
we're not.
They know who they are.
Yeah, we will not name.
I've had words with these people. Nice ones. I complimented them on their other stuff. I just didn't mention that I didn't like their Christmas ale.
But yeah, this is definitely serviceable.
I like that word, serviceable.
It will do the job, and it will do the job well enough that I've got no complaints.
No, so
it's good.
If you're gonna try a Christmas ale this year, give Fatheads a shot.
Yeah, and you want it to be an actual one.
Not just,
a nice.
They crammed a fruitcake into this can.
Yeah,
shook it up and handed it to me.
And you need it to still be the actual Christmas ale to have those flavors.
Yeah,
this is a good one. This is not overwhelming.
You can be reminded of Christmas.
I would still advise you to do an alpha cloud, like do the Christmas porter.
Do the alpha cloud.
You know, like we'll do a porter, right?
Or the peppermint nitro.
Yeah,
that one was really good.
There are ways to be Christmas without having to hit those flavor notes.
We found them. Go watch our other videos.
So, yeah, that's my advice this Christmas. Now that we're almost out of Christmas.
Now that we're over, I'm over Christmas.
My advice is just don't do Christmas ale.
Yeah, just don't do that. But this one's all right. This is drinkable.
This is good. I can take it. I like it.
Bo can drink.
So again, I think we can get into the movie since this one has no magical connection for us. To talk about.
Try and fucking figure that out.
Play with. This was a fun movie.
It was. I liked this movie.
I
don't know if I'd watch it again.
It's not high on my list.
No, but I'm like, oh, this was fun. This was fine and fun, as Tony says.
This is one of those things where like. Like last year we ran into some movies over this last year, not like last year, but like over this past year we ran into some movies we hadn't seen at different holiday seasons, whether it be Halloween or whatever, where we both were like, that's going to be in my rotation.
I'm adding that one in.
This is not being added to my Christmas.
I would recommend it to other people.
I would say watch it once.
Yeah, go watch it.
But it is definitely not going to be. It's not an in rotation movie.
No, it's not groundbreaking or anything. But it was fun.
It was fun.
I had a good time.
It had its moments. It was a throwbacky movie for us, right?
Yeah, it felt like a old '90s fucking slasher movie.
It's like a late '90s. It's a Scream, urban legends type. movie.
I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yes,
kind of thing.
That type of slasher movie.
Only Christmas.
So it has its place in my heart for the things that it did.
Yeah. And there's so many references to other shit in this movie. Made it great.
Yeah, it is definitely one of those things where the movie had aspirations to like reach a lot of audiences by doing that, right? You can tell the cast is young leaning to try to be like, oh, we want younger people watching it.
Yeah.
But it definitely has a feel for a nostalgia.
Yeah, for people our age. It's like, hey, man, remember the movies you used to watch?
Remember the type of horror that was coming out at this time?
It's so people our age can like watch it with our like teenage nephews,
I guess,
and
so.
Shit.
Well, the sad part is it's really so that way people our age are watching it with their teenage kids. Just like you don't have any, and mine are nowhere near that age. Like
we were smart.
Yeah, we said we're not going to do this. We're not going to talk about the things that make us feel old, especially on air.
Let's
stop. This is all about making us feel like we're not that bad. Music. Again, though, the movie definitely was Christmassy. It was also, though, a lot of other things. We'll get into it when we get into the movie, but this movie touched on a lot of genres that I didn't expect it to, and mimicked some movies in ways I didn't.
Right?
It like hit me like a brick wall.
It's
But
like,
when the
wait.
vibes came, they came.
How do we get to this fucking movie?
Yeah.
I'm gonna save it for when it happens, but it's
'Cause
like,
it-
bro, wow, that's like almost shot for shot the fucking
It's
other movie,
the vibes, yes,
right?
100%. On that note, we can definitely go ahead and talk about our director and writer, the people who certainly gave us these vibes.
Yay! Applause.
Thank you. That was good, right?
Right?
Yeah.
Good job.
We got Tyler McIntyre as our director.
That's a cool name.
He is a guy who writes and directs. He did not write this one. You know, he's not a writer director for this one. I want to make sure.
But he does do both.
He does do both. He is a double threat. He wrote
Twofer.
Yeah. Well, no, twofer is
Is when they do both for the same movie.
Yeah.
All right, that's right.
Then you gotta make sure you get my
My terminology.
learn my terminology here.
Just write me a list. I'll memorize it.
But yeah, so if he wrote Five Nights at Freddy's, so you like it's that's a big one.
I liked
Most
that
of people
one.
have seen
That
that.
was
For
good.
Sure. Yeah, it was good. It's recent. People know that.
Fucking Matthew Lillard's in it.
Yes.
Don't know what
Again,
else
the
you
guy
want.
love Matthew Lillard. We certainly do here.
It's one of our fucking favorites.
uh,
Come on the show.
Shut up, dude.
Dude,
die.
I would die. I wouldn't
Yeah.
know what to say to him. I'd just be sitting here and
I know the movies that I would want to bring to the table to talk about, though, for sure. Back to Tyler here. He also, as a director, though, directed the movie Tragedy Girls. This is the one I was trying to tell you about earlier, where I was like, I've seen it, and I don't remember the name.
when you were like,
Yeah,
I can't remember the name of it.
It is a really good movie for people who haven't seen it. It came out in 2017. It's a horror comedy, funny
He
premise.
seems to like to do those.
Oh yeah. Well, and if you ask me, he's pretty good at
Yeah,
it.
he
Again,
is.
the
It's pretty
direction for
good.
this was certain. I didn't have a problem with the direction in this.
No.
at all. Most of the problems.
This
I
was a
might
fun
have-
premise.
Yeah, 100%. But so like Tragedy Girls follows these two girls that are trying to make a social media and kidnap a serial killer and keep him locked in their basement while killing people so they can
Blame it on him.
and make their social media presence better.
That does sound good.
It's hilarious, dude. It's so good. But so Tyler McIntyre definitely has a little bit of something in this realm. He's doing some things. A name to look out for, right? That's what
Yeah.
I'll say. Our next one is Michael Kennedy. That's the writer. He's done a few things. This being technically sandwiched in the middle. His first one that I knew him from being the one that most people probably know him from, and that's that he wrote the movie Freaky, which is another one of these like genre bending
Never
horror
seen it.
movies. You should. It's
Gonna have
because
to add that one to the list.
it's Vince Vaughn.
I
first
like
off.
Vince Vaughn.
So the premise for that, again, like he likes to do these where it's a genre bent horror movie where you're literally taking another genre's type of movie and cramming it into
a horror movie.
and so like that one, Freaky, was literally Freaky Friday,
But a horror movie.
but a horror movie. And
Nice.
so like there's a serial killer, and the serial killer body swaps with this teenage girl because again it's literally Freaky Friday. So it's like
We have this like little blonde chick running around killing people. That's funny.
while she is now
In,
in the
like,
body of
in-
Vince Vaughn
I was
because
saying
Vince
she's
Vaughn
in-
was the original serial killer. Yes. She has to convince her
Does
friends.
he do like full like the hot chick?
To get to sometimes
Rob Schneider.
when he has to prove his points, sometimes he overdoes it. Yeah.
I'm super serious.
Yes. It's
Nobody believes me, and I say who I say.
I we enjoyed that one. We that's one of
I love Vince Vaughn.
let's put it this way. In recent history, I have certainly not paid to rent a movie. You know what I mean? Like I usually just wait for it to hit a streaming service. I'll
Yeah.
wait the extra month for it to go streaming. I paid to rent that one before it
It's
got
like, I
to
had
streaming
to see
service.
it.
I wanted to see it as soon as I could see it.
Nice.
It was good. It was worth it too. I enjoyed it. So again, Michael Kennedy, definitely a guy that so that's the first one. I almost forgot. I didn't even say the second one. I got so much onto the kick of
first
like
one?
loving Vince Vaughn. The second one he did, which just came out, you can find it. I think this one's on Netflix right now. Time Cut. It's another genre bent. It's like a time travel horror movie. It's okay. I watched it. It's all right. Maybe the reason I don't like it is because it's time travel back 20 years, and so I feel like insulted because it's 2003.
Yeah, fuck that.
So it makes me
high school.
feel too old.
Yeah, if you're gonna time travel, you have to go back to
You can't.
1985. You have to travel to or from 1985. Those are the rules.
I'm glad you said that because if you thought the premise of a time travel slasher sounded fun, but 2003 also felt like a smack in the mouth to you,
Yeah, fuck you, you're old.
you should check out Totally Awesome. I don't want to plug somebody else in the middle of talking about Michael here, but I'm just saying if you like that premise, I personally thought Totally Awesome way better at doing that
What he did.
because I didn't get the slap in the face. Again, it's all
It's only
just,
because you made me feel old, man.
yeah,
That's it.
I'm not
That's
trying to
it.
insult your movie. I'm just insulting.
If you'd went to like 1999 or something,
You insulted my
maybe would have forgave you a little
insulted
bit.
my good graces,
Right.
with the 2003. Totally Awesome is in the 80s, so I didn't feel so bad. I was
Yeah.
like, I was 7
You're
or
only,
younger.
You're only
It's
allowed
okay.
to travel to the 80s. That's it.
Yeah, that's the only way you can make me feel all right about this is if I was younger than 7.
We're gonna time travel to the far off, distant year of 2050.
Man.
You go fuck yourself. You get the fuck out of here, kid.
But so my main point though being that Michael Kennedy has definitely got like this is his bread and butter is this genre bending
genre
into
swapping shit.
horror.
Yeah.
And it's pretty. I mean, he's pretty good at it. I'm not gonna. I mean, I liked this one. It was certainly fun.
He's 2 for 2 so far with you, so
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
a good score.
Freaky is great.
I mean
that one.
Oh, so that brings it up to 3 then.
Yeah, Freaky was great. Well, again,
That's
like
a
I
pretty
said,
good score for any
Time
director.
Cut's the one where I said it's okay.
2.5?
Yeah, 2.5.
We'll
Time
give
Cut's
2.5.
okay. The other one's better, and that one's not his. Unfortunately, again, no insult to you, buddy. You wrote a good one.
You just made me feel like I'm old.
Just picked the wrong time to set
Yeah,
it.
that's
in.
all you could have picked any other fucking
And
time,
and
man.
it's probably less to do with anything than your own age. Like it's the disconnect which we couldn't hang out because of when you thought that meant long time ago.
Right. It's like, oh, that was a really long time ago. Man,
And
yourself.
I don't feel that way. So yeah,
No, that was yesterday, asshole. Sit down.
So that's our writing directing team. Our stars. This is gonna be a lot faster for me here. Not again. You know me. I don't like to insult anybody. I'm not trying to say
Everyone
these
who
people-
does movies works hard and is due
And they're
all
not-
credit.
yeah, they're
That's just like our standing.
But
missive.
certainly for this one, because the disconnect is just that it's such a young cast, right? Like,
Yeah.
I definitely don't know them. They probably aren't in as much because, again, we live in an era where, as a young actor, there are so many places you can be in things.
Yeah, you can be
streaming
on
services
any streaming
where I
service.
might
Fuck
not ever,
YouTube.
where I might never see you, right? So
Mhm.
again, you might be in things that other younger people know that I've not been exposed.
Those poor
to you for most
bastards
of
on
this.
Apple TV.
Right.
Who the fuck watches that?
I've seen a few shows.
I've seen somewhere I'm like, man, I'd like to watch that,
I've watched one or two.
but I'm not getting Apple TV just to watch
Just
one
watch
show.
one or two.
Yeah.
And I can promise you, I've had a test, like a trial. Dude, they don't have enough other stuff to make.
They've
me
just
wanna pay
literally
for
got
it.
the one or two.
Well, it's bad.
Yeah.
Got a little off topic there. Back to these cast people.
Just discuss the issues with streaming.
The main cast though here that is big. The draws, the name draws.
Yeah, the
right?
names.
We got two. So we got two. That's it.
Yeah.
We got Justin Long,
Fucking loved it.
dude.
He's the
and
best part of this whole movie.
He made it, dude. Like he's
The-
so
the
funny.
the like fake teeth they've give him in this
fake
shit.
tan.
The spray tan.
He's so good, dude.
It's like Willy Wonka and Biff Tannen had a baby.
He made, and the way he just like made this character again, like because that's what he's good at. They just
Yeah.
made this character. Like
You just want to beat the shit out of him.
But so he's Henry Waters. He's our villain in several ways. We'll just leave it at that. I don't want to give too much
Yeah.
away. Again, this one is technically new enough. I feel like we should be like,
yeah,
I don't want to do
feel like
spoilers
people.
right
yeah,
away.
not too many spoilers or try.
But then our other person that is a name draw to the movie is Joel McHale. It's the main character in Community, and he's been in a lot of other things. Definitely a big name draw. I don't feel like they utilized him in any kind of way for being a name
he
draw.
could have been anybody.
Like they
You
don't
could have
even-
got any random guy to do his
Yeah,
part.
dude, they don't even utilize like the face to be like
No.
he's here enough. You know what I mean? Like, and he doesn't
He's
certainly
and
have
he's not funny.
He doesn't have that many
They don't give
spoken
him
lines.
any
Yeah, oh, yeah,
jokes.
for being a guy who's known.
Yeah,
for
for
that.
doing
Yeah.
they have no jokes.
Yeah.
Through the whole fucking movie.
So he's here. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, he's there.
he's
he got
playing-
probably a nice paycheck.
David Carruthers. He's our dad. The main character's dad. So again, you'd think he'd have
More
not-
stuff.
and he does. Like that's the weird part is like when we get to it, we'll get to it. and he does have a surprise twist, but even that feels empty.
Still like it's
It
like
feels empty. It
yeah.
doesn't even feel like I fleshed out him as an actor in the part, right? Like, I don't know. We'll get to it
They
when
just
we get
paid
there.
for the name. That was all it was.
Now there are 2 teenagers that I will say we'll mention. They are the only teenagers I think have been in anything big. I might be wrong. Teenagers, Gen Zers, don't come at me for being wrong if I am.
Come at me. I don't care.
But the reason we'll mention these 2 outside of that is also because they are the 2 leads in the show and in the movie. So
Yeah,
I mean,
very
they just
important.
deserve the name dropping. So first we've got Jane Widdop. She played Winnie, the daughter of Joel McHale's character.
Winnie the Pooh joke. I was waiting the whole movie for somebody to make a Honey, a Pooh Bear, a anything.
Or even a Winnie Cooper, dude. Like,
Yeah,
we're in
something.
suburbs in a small town.
Right?
Wouldn't Winnie Cooper even be a good one to make? Come on now.
Nothing.
Yeah. No. They definitely dropped the ball a little bit on.
It's supposed to be a comedy, right?
On
I was
dropping
waiting
some
for
pop culture.
Yeah, I was like, you're gonna
references.
name the bitch Winnie. We're not gonna say anything about how funny that name is.
She is an actress that, again, like I said, I don't know her from a lot, but I do know she was in Yellow Jackets. I watch Yellow Jackets. It's a pretty good show. She is one of our stranded girls from Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, back on track.
Yeah. Then the other main character we have is played by Jess McLeod. She is playing Bernie Simon. She is the weird character, weirdo. She is literally. And what's dude? Did you?
Are so mean.
Well, and did I watch everything with captioning on? So it's just one of those like extra perks I get.
Yeah.
Do you do that too?
Because I'm kind of deaf.
Yeah. So was it amazing to you how early on through captioning they're saying capital W weirdo?
Yeah, that is her name because it's
because the way seriously the way they use it in the beginning, you'd think they're just saying, "Hey, you weirdo," like not like it is the nickname, just that they're using
just
it as
the
a
general insult.
And then about like a quarter to halfway through the movie, you get introduced in lines in the movie that no, it is capital W, and I was just like, well, I knew that the whole time,
weirdo,
right? Like I was like, from the first time someone said it, I was like, why is that a capital W right now? Why is it
right? It's like,
why is it weirdo?
It's not till like fucking Winnie's sitting there going on. I'd be like, they've named you
weirdo.
Weirdo. Like that is your name. It's not even an insult.
I was just like, oh, now that all makes sense. The captioner wasn't having a stroke every time.
Like, goddamn, how fucking mean are these people?
But yeah, Jess McLeod is also from exactly one show, and this one is one I know, and I don't expect other people to know because it's not made for our age range. And that is the show One of Us is Lying. I'm not going to get into it. I've already talked to Bo about this. It's a pretty interesting sounding premise. It is made for a YA audience though. So as much as it is an interesting premise, every episode is full of a lot of garbage, schlock, dumb, not good schlock either, like real garbage, like real
shit
garbage
that I'm going to get bored with.
Like teen drama type dumb garbage.
Feelings.
But there is a pretty decent story that's told there. But yeah, it's hard to sit through. I just have a lot of free time. As a stay-at-home parent for a lot of the year, I can watch.
Well, what the
dumb
fuck is
stuff.
this?
Yeah,
that was stupid.
I'll power through this 2 or 3 season show in a week real quick. Why not? So yeah, I don't expect other people to know that.
I will do movies that way. I can't do TV shows like that. I'm like, you got like one episode to get me, or I'm like,
that's just it. The first one got me. That's
oh,
how
did it?
Yeah,
Those bastards.
But then everything after that was like, oh, I see what you did here. You bait and switched me on what the show is.
Yeah, you're not allowed to do that.
But yeah, so she is from that show. She is also the weirdo outcast in that show. So it was kind of fitting.
Boo.
I realized we needed to get
back on track.
The last person that we even need to that I'll even mention that is in this movie is William B. Davis.
Smoking guy.
This is the smoking man.
Yep.
He's the smoking man from the X-Files. He's not here for very long.
They didn't have him smoking.
They didn't have him, which makes him a little
that's
less
how
recognizable.
That's how I didn't recognize him. He should have had a cigarette.
No, and he is that kind of guy. Like you see him and you're just like, I know you.
It did immediately. I was like, I know this old guy from something. The
sensation washes over you. You're like, I know.
And I wasn't even a big X-Files fan. I was just like, I know this guy for some reason.
He is one of those people.
If he'd have been sitting there with a scotch in one hand and a cigarette in the other one, I would have had it.
at that point, I think we can just really
We
get
can
into
start the
because, like I said,
movie.
there's nobody else that I
We can start the
need to talk
movie
about.
with the awesome fucking like we're the greatest
Commercial?
commercial for Henry Waters.
This was so insane because it starts off. It's such a mockery looking Justin Long in this
Yes.
character of Henry Waters. But the commercial starts off like you like legitimate, right? Like
Yeah.
you're gonna take it seriously a little bit, despite the character
Come
being
to
so
Angel
silly.
Falls, we're the best. Look at all the cool stuff I'm doing. Look, we got this like big casino thing I'm gonna build in the future.
And then he immediately hits us with the, by the way, there's only one name you can trust. Watercore. I'm the best. Fuck the rest. I was just
that
like,
was
what
good.
the
I was like,
fuck?
whoa.
Like it was all so serious, and then he drops that, and I was just like, what? Whoa, what?
And
Whoa?
then just straight back into it.
Is this for realsies? Is this for realsies? And then we don't even, they don't even talk about it. They don't
No,
even
it's just there. Just
they're
how we
like,
start
hey,
the
here's
movie.
commercial. A commercial that we do find out isn't even being circulated yet.
No, it just
Because
got
because the
filmed
commercial
because
is specifically for water. He's not even built it yet.
yeah, he hasn't announced that he's gonna do
Because
it.
they've not got the
They
last
still- yeah,
house.
they
Like
still
we're
got the
literally
dude.
about to. Yeah. So it's so funny that we're seeing a commercial that the rest of the move. Like
He
I get
plans
maybe
ahead.
David.
Yeah, maybe.
Right. I think he mentions.
Yeah, he worked on
It's
it.
it's the one that they were
He's
saying he
like-
worked on.
And his brother fired him. He's like, "Oh, I remember you worked on." He's like, "Yeah, you kicked me off the set." He's like, "I did. I
Yeah.
did do that."
So again, it's so it's so funny. I don't know. It was a good opening.
Right?
It was definitely that type of thing that Santa's Sleigh did, where they were like, we need to make sure you see the celebrity
Immediately.
right? The only difference here is that at least this one didn't bait and switch you.
And just fucking kill him immediately.
Justin Long is here in this movie
For, like,
He
the
do-
whole
yeah,
thing.
He does not disappear right after this moment.
Yeah.
So we at least move up a one bar.
Yeah, it's
on
not
the
just like,
notch.
"Oh shit, we should get like some famous people for the opening scene. We'll film it in Hollywood. It'll be fine. Close set."
Now, the only other thing that I want to point out that the little commercial shows you is that also, much like Silent Night, this movie is set in a Hallmark movie.
It
town.
is. This is a Hallmark movie town if I
Like,
ever fucking saw it. It's in the same theater. Like later on when they
I
go to the
know.
theater, it has the little bubble
Every-
things on the doors.
Everything about this place. Like you see it in this fake commercial, and then as the movie goes on, you see more and more and more of it.
Yep.
But yeah, this was 100% like I felt like it had that same vibe as you're watching the movie. You're just like,
You think it's like the Christmas Hallmark people got done filming and then they're like, "All right, get everybody clear the set. We got a horror movie to shoot."
now that's the one thing I'll say is, like I said, I can't tell you other people's names. I didn't do a big deep dive on some of the other people because I don't. Two of the actresses though in this movie have done hundreds of these type
those.
of Christmas movies, and so I was just like, that's hilarious.
Was it Aunt Gail?
No,
Oh, damn it, because she looked so fucking
it
familiar.
was the mom. But
So
she's
did she.
But she's normally a blonde.
Yeah.
She was
My
brunette for
mom
this
watches
movie.
fuck tons of those.
But it was the mom and a character that she was there, but you barely. Evelyn Waters, Henry's
his like
wife
his
or
like
sister
blonde
or whatever
girlfriend
she is.
or whatever she was.
She's a Waters, so she's married to him or a sister. I don't know. You never actually see.
They got a Lannister thing going.
I don't know. But yeah, that woman. Those two have been in tons
of Hallmark movies.
Well, I don't know if they're Hallmark. I want to be specific here. They've been in that style of Christmas movie. Because Hallmark Christmas movie at this point is like a style of Christmas movie.
It totally is.
Doesn't mean that you actually did it. It wasn't made for Hallmark, but it is like that kind of.
Oh yeah, no, you could take any from any company and just be like, that's a Hallmark movie.
They all do it now.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Yeah. Lifetime makes them now. But I mean, like we all.
Well, I'm glad Lifetime used to just be all like, "Oh, my husband beats me."
They realized
their movies were depressing.
They had to expand on it a little bit. So during Christmas season, you can't do that.
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, we should probably have some like happier shit." People are starting to not watch our channel.
But yeah, so it is definitely funny that they leaned on it. I feel like the casting director was like, "Look, if
if we're gonna
we
do
need
it,
some people,"
let's get
and that,
some.
again, I don't even want to say that Aunt Gail hasn't been in them.
She
I
has
just
to have been.
they just weren't like the other two girls. It was like immediately in their like IMDb.
That
It was
is their
the
IMDb.
known for, and it showed like 3 out of 4 were Christmas movies, random
Nice.
Christmas. So that's why I was saying like I didn't do a deep dive on these people, but those people I could tell it's high up on their IMDb. It's high enough up on their IMDb that it's like people are like I recognize them from that Christmas movie.
My mom probably would. If Mom watched this, she'd probably be like, "Oh, I've seen her in lots of stuff."
But yeah, this is a very a weird town.
What if
that we are
somebody
here
wanted to
in.
kill everybody in a Hallmark movie, right?
Oh yeah. We go from our commercial into zooming in on the Carrutherses.
The
I always-
Carrutherses?
I hate
Carrutheri.
I hate when the name is like that, right?
So
It ends with
it's
the
like
S,
it's
and
like
you're like,
Latin,
how do I
right?
pluralize when I'm talking about that family?
Carrutheri.
But yeah, so we zoom in on the Carruthers. They're leaving.
The tree lighting ceremony
Well,
or whatever that
I
just
guess
happened.
we see the Christmas tree lighting. but
Yeah, all it is like, oh, that guy fucking Waters is a tool.
Well, he's a tool, and the only thing I want to point out is you can already see this weird like zombification of the town. Did you notice?
Yeah,
it?
they
Like,
were all just
even
kind of
right
like,
now they were like, oh, yay.
yay.
For what was the worst cheesy tree lighting I've
It's
ever
all
seen in my
white.
life. Yeah,
It was all white.
not festive.
No.
not festive. This thing.
Color and sparkly things. This was just like he just took regular light bulbs and put them in a tree.
But then the Carruthers, they leave. As they're leaving, they're talking about how great it was to not have to deal with Henry.
Yeah, it's
Henry
like,
Waters.
oh, cool. Dad's finally actually going to get to the car before fucking Waters comes in and takes him.
Immediately setting up for us this weird Scrooge / Cratchit's
Oh yeah,
right vibe to him, right? Like he is literally Bob Cratchit.
Bob Cratchit
He
working
has
on
to go
Christmas
to work
Eve.
for Scrooge.
Does it every year.
And then the movie wants to make sure that you know that this is a horrible comedy that's going to make some of the craziest jokes. Because as soon as you start to be like, oh, I get it, Scrooge vibes, we immediately get the kids making the joke about the brother to Henry, Buck, and an OnlyFans, which comes back constantly.
It
dude.
does.
They make so many dick porn
your
jokes about this
TikTok
guy.
cock brother.
Yes, no, I have that. That one is so good.
I love it. It's like immediately after that, the brother Jimmy talks to him. He's like, "Hey man, remember me?" He's like, "Yeah, cool." Turns around, gets on his phone. He's like, "Hey, TikTok, if you ever wanted to see my dick, Merry Christmas." You know.
Did you not think it was a little weird that Jimmy even cared?
Oh, he so subscribes to his fucking OnlyFans.
Well, it's not even. I don't mean that. I mean like it was weird that Jimmy like they made it seem like he actually had a fond memory of Pee Wee football.
Oh yeah, he used to be my Pee Wee coach.
And he seemed hurt when the guy said he didn't.
I don't know. That was his gay awakening, I guess.
I don't even think
his first gay.
I
crush.
think you're reading too much into that. I was just like they made it seem more like he was trying to be like I'm trying to connect with this guy that was my coach, and I was just like I don't buy that guy as being somebody that was a coach.
He
you'd
barely
care
paid
about.
attention to the coaching. He like
Yeah,
Why would you give a shit?
I don't.
He showed up. He's
Yes,
he's like showed up drunk
You
and
were right.
shit.
You don't even
know,
need
he's
to.
like, I'm just kind of here to
don't
watch.
stop yourself. You were right.
I'm just here to watch these fucking kids. Make
I'm
sure
like,
they don't
yeah,
die.
I'm,
you know,
I'm unpaid supervision. For
exactly.
These
I'm
kids.
babysitting.
But yeah, like again, like that was what I was saying. Like I didn't get the vibe that he cared about the dude in even a sexual way. I felt like he was just like he was trying to be like,
"Hi, coach."
Yeah,
Remember
and to me, it's like I don't know if that guy was a coach enough you'd care.
That guy barely remembered he coached Pee Wee. What are you talking about?
Exactly. Like I feel like that'd be more like the kind of guy your dad would have to remind you, like, oh, remember he coached you, and you'd be like, oh,
yeah.
he's that one.
Oh, he's the guy who got caught with the hooker in the parking lot.
Right? To me, I just didn't buy the whole like play of the
funny.
situation. I was just like, what is going on here? Why does he care? This dipshit of a dude doesn't remember him. I wouldn't want to be remembered by that guy. I'd be like, fuck, I hope he doesn't remember. Right. And that's how it played.
Hiding. Like when it starts, it's how it is. He's just like, oh my God.
That's what I was saying. Like the scene like flip-flopped on itself. Like it was just like, hey, I don't want him to know who I am. And then he was like, hey, coach, remember me?
Turned into Rudy all of a sudden.
Right.
Hey, coach, put me in.
It was so strange. This is though, like also like we said, this is when we get introduced to the wife slash sister slash whatever she is.
I'm gonna go with sister, and they're just having this weird, like, fucking Jamie Lannister relationship.
Well, they never kiss outwardly that I can think of. They definitely get close to each other.
Right.
They definitely, like, he's like whispering in her face a few times. But like I said, I don't know if you ever actually see a kiss. So maybe it's like the siblings are hanging out together. Because again, it's his brother right there behind it. Yeah,
and shit.
So I don't know. I'm no idea. But so we do see though that he does. Well,
she is an airhead.
She's an airhead. Henry does need David for work. They thought they were escaping.
Yeah.
Even when the conversation started, like Winnie was like, "Fuck it" from the very beginning. But the conversation started, and I was like, "Oh, maybe he doesn't need him to work."
Yeah, maybe he's just saying Merry Christmas and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but I need you to come because we got to go deal with the old man who won't sell us the house.
Right.
But what about dinner? Like, I'll be back and stuff. He's like, oh, you got a microwave. It'll be fine.
She microwaves everything.
Yeah, I do. I like the microwave. And I'm like, I bet you do, bitch. This is the kind of, she's like putting the fucking whole chicken in the microwave.
That conversation is where we find out the commercial's not widely spread because the wife is like, oh, he didn't tell you about that?
Yeah.
About my plans for the water core.
I'm gonna tear down
Waters Cove.
Yeah, I'm gonna tear down half the town
and
turn it into a resort.
LA's got the Grove, right?
Yeah, so
we're gonna have Waters Cove. Yeah. What the fuck ever. But again, like you said, there's one house still in the way. I'm very unclear about all of people's jobs, and I'll start it right now. Right. So he talks about her dad being the marketing guy for the commercial he made previously.
Yeah. Now he's a realtor.
Okay. So you
I caught that too.
Yeah, so you agree with me.
I thought he was like the mayor's assistant.
Is he even the mayor?
Or is that just later?
That's later. Right now.
So he's not the mayor now?
I don't think so, man. Right now this guy is wait for it.
Just
That's
the richest guy
no,
in town?
so you don't even know yet. You didn't even pay attention. We'll get there. We'll get to why it's super. None of this makes sense. So they go to the guy's house. We'll skip straight to this. So they're at Roger Evans's house. That's the last guy not selling. It's our smoking man.
guy.
Smoking man. So yeah, the thing about the jobs, it comes up during this conversation about why it starts to get really weird, because literally the smoking man says to them, your dad should never have left the company to you.
Yeah, he should have left it to David.
So at this point, though, I'll say they don't tell us the company, right?
No.
And I'm going to tell you, obviously, because you didn't pay attention when it happens later. Because at one point in the movie, they do tell us, and we'll go ahead and have this little conversation right now. I'll talk about what tells us it when it happens, but I'll say that the movie does tell us they owned a funeral home. So at what point?
Is that why she stops in front of the closed funeral home later?
It says dude, not only is it why, that the reason she does it and starts talking about the Waters family is because it says Waters funeral home.
I missed the Waters part. I just saw funeral home and a bunch of closed signs on it. That's super fucking weird.
So again, though, if he's a real estate agent or maybe a marketing guy, at what point was the guy who owned the funeral home supposed to have left the funeral home to David?
They hung out there a lot.
But no, you get what I'm saying?
I don't know.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, how weird is it now to think that Roger said your daddy should have left the company to David?
He was a better mortician. He could really do the makeup.
But David didn't. His job is real estate. I know. That's what I'm saying. None of it makes sense.
He moonlit as a mortician. I don't know.
Every time I try to ask you that, you're like, let me take something that couldn't possibly.
Trying to connect it to a fucking funeral home somehow.
I'm saying that what we've been given, there's no connection.
No way, no.
Yeah, and so that's my point is.
I'm trying to force it. I want it to work.
I'm trying to say the movie definitely gave us something that makes no. It goes 18 different ways. It doesn't make any kind of sense whatsoever. Because again, his job has been clearly defined as one of two things, and then they're like, magically funeral home, and that he should have ran it instead of Henry.
And how does a funeral home go out of business? Do people not die in this fucking town?
Well, I don't know. That doesn't matter. They just mean that families. You know, again, we live in a small town. There's more than one funeral home here.
Yeah, but it's been the same 2 funeral homes for like 70 years.
But one could easily go out of business, and it wouldn't affect the town, is my point. So again, the Waters funeral home could go out of business, and it wouldn't affect the town. It just would mean that guy's not. It just means Henry's not making money anymore, which is what happened. I'm just saying, there's never a point in which the funeral home director's son should be now running the whole town either. What money does he have to do something like that?
You always respect the Undertaker. Cue the gong and the lightning.
Well, that's clearly what we see too, because he tries to strong arm
literally everybody, especially this old man right now. I forgot what we were talking about again.
Yeah. He tries to strong arm the hell out of Roger. Roger's just like, I'm not doing it.
Nope.
Like you said, time for the daughter to come down the stairs, or granddaughter.
Yeah, granddaughter.
Who I definitely didn't peg as being someone old enough to drive when she came down the stairs.
Nope. She looked like she was like 14.
But I digress. That's just us being old.
We're old and they all look like fucking kids now.
I even had that thought after I said it, and then I was like, oh, man.
Yeah.
That's awful. The girl definitely, she comes in, perfect timing. She breaks up the awkwardness that was going on.
Yeah, because like, Waters is like borderline threatening this old man. Like, this is your last chance.
Well, he is threatening
to sign these papers,
but Roger just doesn't care. Like, that's the thing. Like, she literally interrupts the point to where like nothing was going to happen unless physical.
Waters was about to swing on this old man.
Yeah, that was the only thing that could have happened, because literally like Roger wasn't backing down. He was
gonna stab him in the throat with the pin right there.
Because Roger was he was literally like not even just not backing down, but he was like manning back up. Like Roger was just like, no. You know what I mean? Like, he was like, I'm not doing nothing.
I was in Korea. You think I'm afraid of you fucker?
Like, I love this town. I'm gonna do whatever. Dude, and then like you said, Henry starts to go at him, right? And Henry, to me, crossed the line when he was like, if you can even stand up to walk out the door.
It was like,
to see what I built in this town and what I've done.
You, dude, that's low.
Oh man.
And it's like, of course I can. I have a cane.
Yeah.
You just saw me walk across the room and hand you whiskey, asshole.
The granddaughter, though, once she comes down, we get to find out that she is apparently friends with the David's Carruthers family, the clan, right? You see you later over at his house or something.
They have like Christmas dinner and shit all the time.
Good breakup for everything here.
I like how she says bye to David and like, bye Grandpa, bye Mr. Carruthers. Just kind of stares at fucking Waters and like looks at him. Like, I was waiting for her to just go, and you can go fuck yourself, and then walk out the door.
This house, the lighting was extra bad for.
It made him super orange.
The spray tan, again, he's supposed to have it.
It just made it really noticeable.
But the lighting in that room, because it was like firelit, right?
It made it look thick, like it was like putty on his face.
Oh man,
with those huge teeth that they gave him.
Once she leaves, though, it's officially we assume it broke up all tension, and it just broke up the meeting.
Yeah,
right? They were just like, okay, well, we're not gonna.
We're not getting anywhere.
You're not gonna move. We're not gonna move. Everybody still wants what we want.
Stalemate. Newman.
And so then we're back to the Carruthers house, right?
Yeah.
This is where we get our official announcement that this is a ally movie. And I mean, when they make the announcement, there's nothing wrong with this. I'm all for.
I love the mob, the ornament.
It's not even just the one, right? It's the fact that we get it, and then we get it hard and fast.
Yeah.
So he is, Jimmy is gay. We get the ornament
for my gay son. In case you didn't know,
literally immediately after that, the gay aunts walk in.
Yep.
Again, there's nothing wrong with this. I'm all about inclusion. It was
everyone is gay.
It was just a little awkward. I feel like if you were wanting to make,
it's so blatant in the camera too. Like the scene literally starts with a close up on the rainbow ornament,
Well, and
and the mom off camera being like, "For my gay son."
Well, and Jimmy
with him
even
just
makes
kind
a
of like there.
Jimmy almost makes a fourth wall breaking like eyebrow.
Yeah, just
fucking
kinda
look
look
at
like-
the camera, like, and it was just again. There's nothing wrong with this. Inclusion is perfect. People need to be represented.
Did you have to? They were a little ham-fisted with it,
it
weren't
was
they?
a
It was.
little.
It was like. It was
It
like.
was a
Look,
little.
look. We put gay people in our movie.
Well,
be
and-
proud of us.
Well, and it started there, and the
Keeps
the
going.
reason it feels so ham-fisted right now is because I know how much further it does go, right?
Yeah.
And it does make this moment feel like this was the point where they had to break tension and really make sure you knew,
So it doesn't surprise you later,
right? And it was just like, guys, I think it would have.
I think it's okay by this point. You don't have to be.
It would have
this...
felt way more natural to not do all
Yeah.
this and then do what they did, right?
I kind of figured her brother was gay when we
Anyway.
first met him. I was like, yeah, it's probably gay.
Yeah, well, it's because they thought that once they put the Letterman jacket on him, that people weren't gonna be like he's, and it's like I don't
In the 90s,
I have no
sure,
preconceived
totally would
notion.
have worked.
Yeah, I have no preconceived notion about a football player.
Like the guy on
Yeah, yeah.
Buffy, the
Yep.
football player guy and shit. He's all
He was,
buff and bad.
already breaking.
He
already
ended
breaking
up being
the trope.
gay.
Then that's because
I'm
me and
already
you-
used to this
it's 'cause
shit.
We're Buffy fans.
Yeah.
It's because we broke that trope a long time ago. And,
Way
and
like
our
1999.
our fandom said hell no to that idea.
Yeah. So it's
Toxic
just like
masculinity can go
I
right
don't know
out the
why
door.
I don't know
Yeah,
why
yeah.
they're having to like make sure you
That,
understand.
and that's
look,
what it felt
look,
like.
he's gay.
That's what it felt
okay?
like. Like
see,
to
make-
me, it's
see
not
the
even
gay person.
It's not even that they could have let all of these same characters that were gay be gay.
And
They
not,
just didn't need to do the introductions that way,
Spotlight. Look,
right?
gay person.
To me, that's what felt awkward and unneeded.
really did.
Right? I have no problem with all of the characters.
No, I got in my notes just the framing of that shot with the
Mhm.
fucking ornament
Yes.
and shit. I was just like,
Yes.
just to make sure you know.
The scene though sets up one thing for me beyond the family dynamic, which is that they have a pretty good overall family dynamic.
Yeah, I mean, mom's a little Stepford fucking wife, but
But she's okay. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but she's
again,
not like mean or
Yeah,
anything.
yeah. Well, and
it's
well,
not
she
hateful.
knows-
It's just
I
she
feel
just
it
really wants everything to be nice.
Well, and again, like Stepford wife implies like she's just bowing down to her husband's whims. I don't. This is just who she is. It just so happens that it is
People
what we
pleaser.
would conclude
Yeah.
to normally be like that type of person. She just seems okay with it. That's, and even the aunt, her sister, Gail makes fun of her for it.
Yeah.
Gail's just like,
Oh, with the
"Jeez."
present later.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
like, how about she just tries it on later? She's like, I want her to try it on now with that like psychotic
Yes.
smile. I was
So
like,
again,
damn, lady.
So the mom she's too much, but for the most part, this whole family is pretty cool. The scene sets up the dopest aunt niece vibe ever,
Yes.
though. Even
I
already,
love
like
Aunt Gail.
from this first like little walk-in scene through the rest of the movie.
Yeah, because Winnie's leaving to go to the party and Gail's walking in and stuff. And her
Yeah,
mom's
exactly.
Like,
It's like
her
so
mom's like,
passed by.
don't do anything I wouldn't do. And Aunt Gail yells at her, no, fuck that, get fucked up.
Aunt Gail is the coolest character, and we don't get enough of her.
No.
Every time she's on the screen, I'm just like, I wish we saw a little.
Yeah, I want more of her.
The relationship between her and the niece was great.
Her
We could have got rid of the
mom
was
and
dope.
just have her be like the second.
Yeah, it would have been
Right.
cool. I would
He could have been like
Loved it.
a widower and shit.
have. Once she runs outside, though, this is when we see that Kara is here to pick up Winnie, and they are absolute best friends. Like, I don't mean this is.
Dude, the fucking the
Yes, they have I was about to say
thing and-
they have a handshake. Like when a movie needs you to know how close friends are,
from cradle. Like
If
they
they-
were both born put in cradle together.
if they have a personal handshake together,
Yeah.
you know that shit's deep, right? And the movie was like, let's take care of this. We want you to know they're tight, and so they do.
Immediately.
They do this dumb handshake in the car. And then they start talking. They're ready to go to this party. I love the random. She turns over, looks at her friend, and goes, "Can you please drive?"
I need to get drunk. I'm like,
First off, like I said, I already thought that bitch wasn't old enough to drive. And then
right?
she's like, well, again, you don't have to be old enough to drink.
but yeah.
I drank underage plenty. But again, on top of the vibe that she didn't give me that she was old enough to drive, she didn't give me the vibe that she was like, I want to go get fucked
I'm
up.
gonna go get crunk, baby.
But here we are. I guess I'm wrong. You know, what can I
Now
say?
she's gonna get tore up. That fucking Henry Waters at my damn house won't leave us the fuck alone.
Talking about his spray tan.
Yeah, with his fucking cheap spray tan and his big teeth.
And I want to tell her, like, part of that is just the lighting at her own. I want to be like, your grandpa
like your
keeps
grandpa
poor
has
lighting,
like
and it makes
firelight
yeah,
lighting,
and it makes the tan look worse. Like it looked bad anyway, but it looked way
they're
worse.
super old bulbs. They got like nicotine stained on them, and they're like
I think
yellow.
it was just that he was literally open fireplace, and that was the only light.
Only
yeah,
light.
like he didn't have a single light bulb on in his house.
That shit costs money. It's expensive. You turn it on. I got a fire that gives off light.
Now, speaking of the house, that was both a great segue for us and the movie. She
Yep.
talks about the house, and then they go back to the house, knock on the door.
Henry,
Grandpa's not okay.
Henry, I told you to go away. I already told you no.
Well, and he's uneasy. It's not even that he's like you'd think you hear that dialogue and you'd be like, oh, he's just crotchety, like right? He's just
Yeah.
but he wasn't. It was a lot more like he was like something weird's
Oh
going
yeah,
on.
especially after like the second knock where it's like super
Right? Like,
loud, like bang, 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 bang.
The look on his face, like,
Mhm.
and again, him being the smoking man, I was like,
Yeah.
what conspiracy has he come upon?
what deep like nugget is he gonna give us to set up for
Someone
season
better
3?
call Mulder.
Where's Scully? Where is she?
But yeah, so he starts walking to the door. Again, most of
Dude, this is
some
the
of
only
this
part of the
movie-
movie that actually
look,
kind of scared me.
Some of this movie, like I said, like overall, I liked it.
Yeah,
It's not phenomenal, but it's got some moments.
this was one of those
dude,
moments.
This was so.
Dude, I actually jumped. This got me.
He opens the door, snowman,
It's a nice one too.
and so again, like you're thinking, just
Some
like the
kid,
man,
right?
Yeah, punk kids took the time,
To
made the
build a
snowman,
snowman,
knocked on
knocked
the
door,
door,
ran off.
They're
Great
off on
prank.
the side.
That's a great prank.
Exactly, and so that's what we're all thinking. All of us, me, you,
Me too.
and the
I was like, oh, cool.
me, you, all them, and the man in the movie. We're all thinking the same thing. And before you can even process any other thought, like I mean, that's how
As soon
fast,
as you're just like, oh, a
as soon
snowman.
as soon as you're like back, as soon as you have that moment where you're like, oh, it's just some neighborhood kids, and you're
Yeah.
like back to relaxing, straight through, the snowman, a solid white outfit and white mask. So I
This
mean, like
mask is so creepy.
you can't get
'Cause
a
there's
better
no-
killer
There's no
for the
features, right?
snow.
Oh yeah, and he blends in perfect, dude.
And so to have that be the thing that dives
Through the
a
snowman, explodes through it, pins the old man, just
the
slices
way
his
it's
neck
shot,
open.
you can barely tell when you're starting to see the outfit, right? Like 'cause
Right?
it's just like snow, 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 snow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a face. That's a mask. I didn't
You
process
think
what was
just for a
happening.
second, like maybe the kids threw an M80 in the fucking
Yes, dude.
snowman, right?
So intense. And then I mean, it happens so fast that even like before you can process it, man's throat slit.
Yep.
But again, like we said, this gives hardcore Scream vibes. And when we say that, I mean, neck slit, you don't see anything. There's just massive
Yeah,
blood.
just like blood pumping.
And so, like, you know, like
Can't
I
even
mean,
like see this like actual cut
It-
mark. It's just blood.
it wasn't
Soaked. It had a real nice soak effect
Yes.
into his shirt. That was good. I don't think they intended for that to happen. It
the
just
white
did.
suit stays
Yeah.
white, so it's very horror like right now, right? Like
Yeah.
cliche horror, right? You know, like this guy's impossibly
somehow
clean.
blood doesn't spatter on the killer.
But so at this point you're just like, okay, I get the vibe. Very Scream.
Yeah.
This is very 90s
Oh, yeah, very
slasher
Scream.
style, right? You're like, okay, I get it. I like this. I like where we're going. Now we go with our kids. We get back to them. It's officially party time. This is a
Christmas time. Fuck yeah.
Now, I want to stop to say this about this party, dude. Everybody in town knows about this party, right?
Yes.
We've already heard adults talk about this
Yep.
party. They know what's going on. They know where it's at. They know these kids are doing it. Why did they need to illegally hook up the Christmas lights on the rec center with this battery situation?
Oh, that's a good point. Why
and
couldn't
not
they
plug
just plug them into the wall?
rec center. They weren't doing this illegally.
That's
if
right.
they were illegally
broke into
throwing
the
this
rec
party,
center-
that would make sense. The adults know someone gave them a key to the rec center to have this party.
We're gonna shut the breaker off. You're not like we got the main breaker on with like a padlock and no power. You're not allowed to have that, but you can use the building.
Right?
That makes no sense. I didn't even think of that.
It was like the third viewing.
Yeah,
I mean, my
it's-
first time through, I was just like,
Didn't
oh,
think
okay,
of it.
whatever. Like dumb kids having a party.
Oh yeah.
But then I like the second time I was like, the adults are talking about it. And then the third time I was just like, wait a minute, this makes
Why would
I
you use a car battery to light Christmas lights? You just plug it
Well,
in a fucking wall. And there
again,
are
'cause
lights. There's lights on inside when they go inside. There's lights
again,
on.
yeah, so again,
Makes
uh,
even less sense.
why?
It's just so she has the thing.
Yes, it is just for story.
It is because of plot.
It is a plot device only. That's exactly the third time. That's exactly what I was like. Aha! I
it's-
get it now. But at the same time, it would have been.
Sometimes it
At
just
the
have
same
to do
time,
that.
it would have been as easy as not having the adults talk about the party,
Could have been a forest party.
right? If the
You
adults
string up the lights in the fucking trees and then hook
Well,
it to the car battery to get it going.
that brings me to one of the random facts I know about them. Apparently, this movie was filmed in like 18 days, 3 of which were consecutive rain. Because of that rain, they had to film this party inside, not outside like they wanted. Like they wanted.
Which would make the car batteries make way more sense.
Now, my only problem, though, is like I said, the way to fix it is just say the parents don't know about it.
Yeah.
Just don't have the adults talk
we
about
had to
it.
break in, you know,
Right?
like, fucking,
That-
who hasn't broke into the school?
So an editor could have fixed their problem.
Yep.
They didn't even have to film one new line of dialogue. They just had to edit out adults knowing
about
of
the
said party.
Just, I'm going over to Kara's.
That's it.
And we wouldn't get the ants fun fucked up.
Yeah,
fucked
I
up
think
line,
we'll be
but it'd be
okay.
all right.
They could.
We're still gonna like her.
They could have fixed this.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. They didn't have to leave it the way they did. But so then we see this party. It's typical high school party at this point,
Yeah.
right? Like this is literally what you expect.
Everybody's
This is-
in red solo cups.
This
Everybody's
can't hardly wait. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like this is every high school party movie you can think of. It's just like the walkthrough scene. You got the cool kids over in the corner, the druggie doing drugs. Right? Like then we see these 3 girls. It's our main girl, it's Winnie, and it's her best friend Kara and a new girl
Darla,
who they don't seem to like and doesn't seem to like them.
and she's really mean.
Right? Like it so much so that literally Winnie even calls her on it.
Yeah,
Why the fuck are you here with us? Like what's happening?
because she's fucking Winnie's boyfriend.
And the movie makes that evident
Like,
later, but literally
like,
if you watch
right
the
here,
scene,
Because she's
You
like, I'm
can
gonna go.
read-
She's like, I'm gonna go get another drink. He
You can read the
immediately,
vibes.
he immediately jumps
The
up. He's like,
look-
I'm gonna go too.
you know. Now again, I'll say my first time watching it, I wasn't paying enough attention to really
Yeah,
pick
second
up on
time you're like, oh yeah, dude, no, it's obvious.
You're like, oh, he was right. You know,
Yeah.
you want to be Robbie's a total dick, and he is still a dick. But don't get me wrong. But he does say at one point she just didn't pay attention, and when you see that scene, you're like,
Yeah,
I'll give him.
I think Kara even like has a look of like,
Are you not paying
are
attention?
you
She
not?
does. No,
did
she
you
does.
not see that?
She 100% kind of was like, and
Okay.
then immediately after that was like, I'm gonna go.
I'm gonna go find my boyfriend
You
since
do
you're not
you.
concerned with keeping track of yours. Obviously,
And that's how it played out.
Yeah.
dude. That's exactly how it played out. So then we get to see Kara go outside. She meets up with her boyfriend. Weird shots of people outside, right? So we got Jimmy. He met up with the dude
Jimmy
in the
met up with
party.
the random guy because he's just like, hey.
He takes him. They're going for a walk.
They're smart. They're in the woods. They're like making out in the woods and stuff. And they hear like a twig snap, and they're just like, "Yeah, fuck it, we gotta get out of here." And they fucking leave.
We see back at the party for a second, real quick though. This is our first time of meeting Bernie.
Yeah, she's just sitting over the corner, and like Winnie's like got her camera and takes a picture and like stuff, and she kind of waves at her.
And nothing, right?
nothing.
She was so blown away by someone.
Waving like, "Oh, hi, a person
That
interacted
she
with
literally
me."
didn't even know what to do. She didn't even wave back. She
Yeah.
literally just froze. She was like deer in headlights.
Right. Oh, hi.
She was like, I don't
Somebody
know.
noticed me.
It's like a T-Rex if I don't move.
They can't see me, right?
And again,
And Darla's a bitch about it. She's just like, "Oh no, don't acknowledge her."
no, everybody is a bitch about her. Like the first time you see her, for like the first 20 minutes after seeing her,
Yeah.
anytime she comes on screen, it is atrocious the
how
way
people treat her.
I
They
will
literally
say that.
throw shit at her later.
Yes, like I said, she gets a lot of really shitty treatment.
Yeah.
I didn't approve of it.
No, I didn't either. It was way too mean,
Um,
way too quick. Like I had no context for why they were so fucking mean to her just because she's sitting in the corner.
Yes. While all this is going on, we get to go back outside again.
Kara and her boyfriend, it's all sweet, and they're walking down like the nice Christmas lit fucking walkway, and she's like, "Kiss me, haha." And then she kissed him, and it's like, I thought he bit her for a second. She comes back
Well-
with like blood on her lip. She's like, "Oh my god, what did you eat?"
Well, it was so awkward the way it happened.
Yeah,
Because they walk again. This scene set up the hallmarkiness of it all.
It really
because
did.
you notice they're at we find out later this is Angel Park in the middle of
Angel
Angel
Falls.
right? So they're at the park, and in the middle of the park is the footbridge.
Yeah.
That you
all-
just stop and it's all decorated for
Yeah,
Christmas.
of course.
So of course that's where
It's in
as
every
teenage
it's
and-
in every Hallmark movie.
and of course it's like 20 feet from the rec center that the teenagers
Yeah.
like to hang out at, right? Like
it's totally
oh.
convenient as fuck.
So it's like I said, this was one of those scenes that highlighted to me the hallmarkiness.
Hallmark
of this.
towns are made just so like romance can happen.
yes, and that's
everything
exactly
just
what
kind of
this was.
the architecture just flows.
But yeah, so like you said though, they walk up to the bridge and they start. It wasn't even like a makeout. Like that's
No,
the
it's just
thing.
a little
It was
kiss.
an innocent kiss.
yeah, just
And so like the fact that she could taste it from the innocent little kid, you know, like if it was a makeout, you're like, oh okay,
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
yeah.
it was.
no.
No.
It's fucking projectile blood into her
It
fucking
had to have
mouth.
splattered because when we see him and it first pans, there's nothing even pouring yet.
Just a
You
little
see it
dribble.
slowly pool out.
Little dribble.
So that
And
means that
then-
whatever she tasted got forced
forced into her mouth.
Into her mouth. Yeah, she was like, "What did you eat?" And I'm just like, "Pennies."
Yeah.
Did you taste copper
Did
right
you
now?
taste some copper?
Oh my god, dude. But yes, it's immediately though blood just once the first
erupts
yeah,
out of
once
his
the
mouth.
first pool starts, from the moment you see the first pool to the moment it is exploded is so fast.
Just all over.
And she's like freaking out, and then
It's our
then
fucking-
you see it's our third. It's our hat trick. Bo said it.
Yes!
Bo said it before we did Nightmare Before
I'm
Christmas.
so happy.
We
I
both-
got another.
We
candy
were
cane
worried too because I
kill.
remember like you said it. You said from Santa's Sleigh, you're like, "This was our second. I wish we'd get a third."
Gotta
And we
get a
were both
third.
like, "We don't know," because we were going into
Yeah, we haven't seen
Nightmare.
this movie.
Well, we were going into Nightmare, especially, and we were like,
yeah,
"We know
yeah,
the
nobody
next
dies
one's
by
not gonna
candy
have
cane
that."
in that one.
And so we were like, "I don't know if we're gonna get our hat trick, but we got it. This
and-
might be fake."
This was the
But it
biggest
counts.
one. This
It
is
counts.
it is the biggest candy cane
Well, and
kill.
again, as you guys can tell, despite the fact it is what killed him, the amount of time it takes before you see that that's what it was is
Right.
insane. Like you just see so
It's like
much
10
blood,
seconds.
then like explosion of blood, and
then it cuts to the
finally
wide shot, and finally you see
you
the
see it
candy
go
cane
enough-
shove the rest
enough
of the way.
through the mouth that you're like, oh,
It's a candy cane. It's one of the big like decorative ones.
yes, exactly. Which is beautiful though, because it still made it look like the shank style.
Yep.
Because it had
From the other
from
two?
being able to be shoved into the
Yep.
ground.
Because it had the fucking point.
I love that it still had a reason to be shaped that
yeah,
way.
you do. You could only sharp candy canes can
Oh,
kill people.
Man, dude.
All right.
Okay, sorry.
Best movie.
We had to gush about that.
Best movie.
It was
Oh,
good.
that made it right there. We got our third candy cane kill. They can do no wrong from this point.
It certainly was something we needed to see, right? Like, I mean, I'll say that.
Kara tries to run.
Yeah, rightfully
Yeah,
so.
I mean, she takes the first stab straight through her fucking arm, dude.
Dude,
That was brutal.
Well, and then a lot more through the hand.
yeah, like
right?
because
she got
she's,
stabbed multiple
he
times
like
in the hand.
disappeared for a second, and she's
And
like
he's
stabbing up
under the
through the
footbridge.
fucking
Yeah.
planks and
Do you
shit.
know how hard that would be to do as fast as he was doing it?
Yeah,
You know, you've stabbed things with a knife. Stabbing through the
accuracy,
slats
the-
of
you
the
ever played
boards.
with your fingers?
Yeah. And this is tighter than that.
yeah.
Dude, he would not have just.
No, he's sitting there lining it up and going pop.
Yeah, it would take a second. But he apparently is pretty handy with a knife.
Would have been cool. Probably would have cost more, but it would have been cool. Like she's doing it, and then like her middle finger just gets
Oh,
sliced off.
I just realized what we didn't tell these people yet.
Oh.
So we talked about the costume. We didn't tell them about the dope knife.
Oh yeah, dude, it's like
It's a
winged eagle, fucking
ceremonial-
like Egyptian dagger or something. It's
I
so
don't
crazy.
know. It is cool.
It's
man.
cool. It has like an eagle for a cross.
I
thought
was
for a second I thought it was like some kind of Nazi dagger. I
Well,
was like,
I definitely thought it was some kind of weird like ceremonial like that,
Yeah.
right? Like it's got a
Fucking
very like this isn't used. It's
I feel like I saw this dagger in like a Bud K magazine, fucking years and years
I
ago.
feel like somebody was using this to sacrifice people
Yeah,
like
right.
100 years ago.
It's on that episode of Xena where they run into Abraham, He's trying to
Yes.
sacrifice his son.
Like that's the kind of vibe that it gives though. It's this weird, totally ceremonial blade. She finally though, she stands up. You think she's gonna make it, dude, because she gets to the
she
rec
gets
center.
to the rec center and she's like, "Help, let me in."
I
They all
wanna-
just sit there.
Well, I want to ask you too. because we don't ever see a good look from the outside. Why couldn't she open the door?
Panic?
Because
Door wasn't locked.
exactly.
And in most rec centers, you just kind of
So,
most of them
well-
you push and they open.
But that's what I'm saying. If it's a push and you open, maybe it doesn't have. Maybe it's always locked, like it doesn't have the thing so you can pull open. Maybe it's like that. Maybe.
Might be.
But it felt weird.
It did, and it didn't help that everybody just kind of stared at her for a second, like,
That's
that's odd.
In all fairness, though, there was nobody in that building who could have gotten to the door in the amount of time
That's
it would
true.
have needed to save her.
That's true, but
Because
still,
he got there
quick. He was
'cause
right
again,
up on her.
This is true Scream rules. This guy doesn't move by real logic. No real person could have gotten to that door as fast as this guy did from underneath the bridge.
Instant transmission,
Right? Well, because again, he was under the bridge.
Yeah.
He was under the bridge, and he had to get
His
back
monkey,
up there.
his monkey hanging. He was just one arm in it.
But so he takes her out. Everybody else flees except for Winnie.
Yeah, she goes to try and
She
save
gotta
her.
check on her friend.
Her boyfriend runs the fuck away.
Well, fuck her boyfriend. Every
Brave
football
motherfucker.
player. Every football.
Yeah,
I mean,
every man in
don't-
that fucking
don't try
party
to,
runs the fuck away.
Let's not diss
This
Robbie
town
too
is full of
bad.
manly men.
Well, look, Robbie, we know has already moved on,
Yeah,
so
he's a
you
douche.
can't try to blame him. Like, fuck, he didn't care about his. We know he didn't care about
That's
his
true.
girlfriend. The rest of the you're telling me you don't think there was one jock who would have been like, "Fuck, I ain't letting somebody do it." You know what I mean? Like,
I can take him.
they're the ones that are all testosterone
Right.
out. One of them would have been like, "I'm going out there." That's the crazier
Yeah,
part.
nope.
to me.
They all fucking flee, and this
Go for it.
90-pound chick runs out there to save her friend.
Yeah, go ahead.
She's the bravest one.
Yeah, to me that was get one for me. To me that was the crazier part. Was just Robbie. Robbie is fine. Robbie that makes sense.
He protected the one he actually
Yeah,
cared
yeah.
about,
Robbie
right?
makes sense. I'm good with Robbie. The rest of them, I got a problem with the rest of them running away.
Brother, what's wrong with the rest of you men? You supposed manly men of mendom.
Yeah, so I don't think there ever ends up being a good explanation for these shitty ass football players and how none of them got the balls to
To
run
go out and
here.
help a poor girl getting stabbed to death.
But so Winnie does take it upon herself. She gets out there, and of course, what do you think's gonna happen? She gets grabbed by the dude.
Yeah, dude's gonna fucking kill her, right? She's fucked. Because again, 90 pounds.
She wins.
Dude, Jimmy comes out of fucking nowhere and tackles this guy, dude.
Oh no! First time is when she clocks him with the camera.
Oh, yeah, with the camera.
she does it herself the first
Her
time.
poor camera, though.
Yes, no, it's gone. It's a goner. Yeah, I was gonna say the first time
Yeah.
time was all her. she clocked him with that camera good. Broke her camera. Then she runs into the trees. Not only did I want to give her credit for being the one to get it, the tree scene is something I wanted to make sure we talk about. And if we went straight to Jimmy, we'd have missed this. Because this tree scene is insanely stupid. So she's standing in the trees to try to get away from him when she ran off, right?
Yep.
She looks over one of them and she's like, oh, and freaks out, snaps back behind it. He was not back there. He had we see him. He'd already run off.
Yeah.
Then she's like, okay, now I'm going to go to the next tree, even though she just acted like she saw him. And when she goes to the next tree, she does it with her back to the spot
Where she
just
thought
said
she was.
Did you notice that? She's like, she looks over, she's like, oh God, he's back there. And then she walks like this, like back to where she was just looking at. Gets to the next tree, and in case you think I'm wrong, in case you're like, no, maybe that's not how it looked, she then proceeds to look back the way she just had her back facing as walking across, and was like, is he still there? I don't understand the logic. I don't know if like she
It's just
didn't
bad.
know
That's just
filming.
bad
I don't know
blocking.
if the director
Yeah,
didn't
it's
get
just-
how it was gonna look on camera. I don't understand what happened there, but it did not look right. It looked so
The
broken.
very beginning of it, when she first runs up, and then he comes up and he just dead stops, takes a couple looks around, and then runs directly to the left.
And what's
It's like,
well,
there's no reason you would think that she went
well,
that
no,
way.
And then on top of that, this is another, we get our Scream style magic teleportation,
teleport.
because like you said, he exited left.
Yep, comes in from the other side of the
He
screen.
comes in from the right.
Yeah,
In an area where, again, it's not like he circled around.
you'd have to, like real life though.
Yeah,
She would have seen him. He would have had to have gone in a big circle
There's
around
the
her.
only way he could have ended up there, because we had the view of in front of her. He definitely didn't cross trees in front.
Nope.
It was crazy.
Don't you love how like slasher villains just get like magic teleport powers?
And he did.
Yep.
Now, this is the time, though, when he magic teleports. He stabs at the tree. He's about to go in to get her. This is when Jimmy saves
Big
her.
Jim
Takes
coming-
him out.
The manliest man in town.
And then gets knocked straight into the
Just
tree and
knocks the-
busts his head
fucking
open.
skull.
Wide open.
I
dude.
thought he was dead.
I did too.
Because
dude.
it's like a blood splatter on the tree.
She grabs him to stand him up,
And
and
he's just all-
I seriously thought it was going to be one of those things like she stood him up and he
It just
fell back
collapsed
to the
right fucking
ground, 'cause
down.
I was like, damn, that was a hit, dude. But it's okay. They make it. 5 feet, magic teleportation again.
Back to the fucking rec center. Like, it would take 2 steps. Oop, we're there.
Well, like I said, that footbridge is close.
It's right. It's
for
just
romantic
over there.
walks from the rec
I
center.
forgot we're in Magic
Yeah,
Romance
yeah.
Hallmark Town.
But yeah, again, as soon as they get back there, we get magic teleportation again.
He's in front of him.
Yes,
now.
he's just here, right there.
So he's the fastest runner ever. He just ran all the way
I don't
around the
know.
outside
It's
of the rec
so
center,
insane.
all the way around.
He's about to take a stab at poor Winnie again. But man,
Dude, Jimmy's a badass. He pushes her out the way and fucking like
blocks it with his
like
hand.
Xena blocks it. Fucking bah,
Drops
with
to the
X.
ground. Yeah, it's that whole wrist to wrist,
Right?
motion to block it out. Drops to the ground. You're just like I don't know about you. I was like, he's done.
He's
for.
fucked.
He's gone.
There's
He
not
ain't
a lot of
making it.
options from
No,
that
dude.
position. Unless you're like a brilliant jujitsu master. You're a little fucked from that angle.
Now comes the scene that we already talked about. Makes it is
It's just for plot.
well, and again, it's the thing that like if they wouldn't have had to reshoot because of rain,
It would have made so much sense.
foreshadowing would have been subtle.
It would have.
But now, because of the way they had to shoot it, it's like, oh, that's not foreshadowing. You just like slapped me in the face with that.
You're just like, I need this so I can kill him later.
right? Exactly.
Just
and
to
so
try to ignore it.
you see exactly that. She comes up, she takes the car battery jack
fucking things that just
attaches
in
it to
each
him.
side of his neck. Just
Yes, dude. I mean, and think about that. Like,
Frankenstein style,
think
man.
about your neck. The
Yeah.
only way she grabbed it, it's on those veins
Ew.
on each side. Think about
Ow.
it, right? Like that's the only way. That's the only thing it could grab onto.
You ever had somebody that's just like fucking death
Oh,
claw
no,
you
those-
there? Oh, that
dude,
hurts like a son of a bitch.
It'll say that your nerve tenses up and it just stays that way for like days when people do that. Yeah, dude.
fucking iron claw.
Well, luckily he dies, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
He's not dealing with the pain for very long.
And who was it? Who was the
Henry
man?
fucking Waters.
Of course.
Henry
We all
Waters.
kind of figured that's who it was.
I want to stop to talk about that. So right now we know Henry Waters. Reasoning. We know because we see he kills 3 people, but 2 of the deaths matter.
Yeah, the old man and Kara, because he owned the house, she was going to inherit it. Now there's no lineage.
And so he was just wanting to be able to make fucking Waters Cove.
Yep.
Right? Okay. We're on the same page right now. That makes sense.
yes.
I mean, it's still crazy.
It's,
but I mean,
yeah,
at least
it's
kind
like, how the fuck do you think you're
at
getting away
least
with
it-
that? But
yeah,
whatever.
At least it kind of tracks, right?
It's a little bit of a plan, I suppose.
It kind of tracks, yeah? Okay. I'm glad that we're there.
yeah, right
Later
there
it
with
gets convoluted and too complicated, I think. Like, you know, like as
Right.
they make it seem like it was always the plan, but as the evolution of whatever the fuck this, we'll get there. I don't know. I just want to make sure, because right now I felt like I missed something the first couple of times, like where I was like, was it always to be more, or
you. I don't know.
right? I don't. But so right now we've got 3 dead. It's horrible, but it's not that bad,
Yeah.
right? Could have been way worse.
I think Eddie was just collateral damage. He just happened to be there.
Well, he definitely was.
Yeah, poor guy.
Kara was
Wrong
the target.
place. Yeah, wrong place, wrong time.
I think
Poor
maybe
fuck.
he was even hoping he was going to get both of them with the stab
Oh,
through
he did
Eddie,
get
right?
both.
Like he was,
Dude,
yeah,
that
yeah,
would have
yeah.
been way cooler.
He was trying to toothpick him.
Yeah, he was. He was going for the achievement, right? Fucking double kill.
Yeah, so she is now officially our final girl, but it's the beginning of the movie.
Yeah,
like
because
title card
fucking
comes
title
up
card
now.
right after that. I laughed so hard. I was like, wait,
I forgot
it's
that.
been like 20
Yeah,
minutes.
no, did you forget that
I
the
did
movie
too.
hadn't title carded? I totally forgot that the
I was
movie
like,
hadn't
shit,
title
I was
carded.
like, oh my god, we're like, now we get the credit.
And as soon as we get the credits finished, what happens? Another commercial. Another commercial. I was just like, what is this movie
The
doing
movie's
to me?
restarting.
Right?
Oh
Like,
god.
I was like, what is this movie doing to me right now? I felt so like manipulated, right?
it's okay. It's her dad's commercial this time.
It's for the Carruthers.
yeah. They're
real
doing,
estate
They're
company.
doing great now.
For their real estate company.
which cool.
Again, I wanna
wish
point
they'd
out-
have been a little more clear on that's what they were doing.
Right? Because this is the
You
first time
really
it's
just seemed like you were a dude's assistant.
Yes. This is the first time it's clearly stated he was running the real estate company that they must have been utilizing to purchase the town.
Yeah.
Okay. But now it's a father-son
30 minutes into the movie, now we finally figure that out.
Now it's a father-son company, though.
Yep.
We gotta love that.
This is a cheesy ass fucking commercial.
No, this commercial was so cheesy. Did you notice that they did the thing where they do the shot on the street and you can't do anything? Jimmy was just short, right?
Yep.
And Joel McHale tall.
Yeah, he's
right?
like 6'4".
Can't do anything about that. God damn, though, did you notice they do the other scenes and they would position him to where Jimmy was like above him.
Right.
The commercial closes out with a shoulder to shoulder with Jimmy towering over his dad. Even though 30 seconds before that was the two of them on the street.
Wait a minute.
With
I'm
him,
too short. I gotta stand on a box.
I was like, what are we even doing right now?
They could have forced perspective. They could have put like dad further back.
I know they could have.
Right?
I don't know. It was so funny. The Winnie in the commercial.
Oh, I loved it. She like when they at the last
just
one
like
doing
totally
the hug, and she's just like
rolling her eyes. She hated it.
And then it cuts into her room, and she's like, "I can't believe that was the best take."
Well, of course it was though. Like you're just like, yeah, well, because you knew you were doing that,
right?
Did you think you had one where you accidentally looked good when you were trying to make it look bad? Come on now,
You could have tried. You could have smiled.
Your
eyes can be dead as long as you smile, right?
We get the impression from her as she's sitting here that everything's coming up shitty Winnie. Like this is even before we see the email. They already like try to just like get like the look of her, the vibe she's giving.
Oh yeah, she looks like she's just been like on drugs,
right?
Or like not sleeping forever. Her eyes are all red, her hair's all fucked up.
And then as you're seeing that about her, she gets the email fucking rejected
from
art
NYU.
school. Yeah, can't get nothing she wants anymore.
She got the we regret to inform you letter.
It's horrible. Camera sitting there broke on the
still
desk.
Broken.
I don't know about
the last picture she ever took of her friend pinned on the wall in front of her.
I don't know about you, but when I saw the camera, and this is horrible, but all I thought was, well, yeah, if you never got a new camera, of course you didn't get into art school.
You weren't taking pictures. It's like
or you're taking pictures with that.
Yeah, you're taking pictures with this broken ass camera. Of course they look like shit.
I'm such an asshole, but that's all I thought. I was just like, of course, bitch. What are you doing here?
Maybe if you bought a new camera, you'd get into school. Think about that.
Just gotta try.
Jesus,
not even trying anymore. She walks out of her room, sees how Christmassy her whole house is, which again, weird line from her to say not another Christmas right now, because obviously it's not the day that stuff just got put up.
Yeah,
her house has looked like that for a while, but she's making it sound like
she does it every morning. It's like December 1st. She just comes out of her room.
It's also weird for her to say that because it's literally only 1 year.
Yeah, like only it's been like 5 or something.
Yeah, she's saying it like she's like tore down by Christmases now, and she can't deal with it. And it's like this is literally the first one since that happened.
More of a I can't believe it's already Christmas again. Would line. Be more appropriate.
That should have been the line.
Like, oh fuck, it's Christmas again.
And again, looking extra strung out. Like when she leaves,
dude, she did. I thought we were gonna find out she was on like drugs and shit.
When she was in the room, she looked a little bit strung out. She comes out of the room and like they like accentuate the red.
Yes,
and she's so pale because she's you stand her next to Jimmy
because
Jimmy looks so healthy.
Yeah, dude, he's all like great looking.
This was also one of the first times where I started to track that they were twins.
Oh, are they?
Well, think about it. They're both seniors in high school.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So they'd be born the same year.
Dude, don't feel bad. I'm a male-female twin.
Yeah. And
I have reason for that to be in my head. It was my third and final watch through before I was like, oh, they're fucking twins.
They're at the very least Irish twins, like literally 9 months apart.
Well, no, because they are definitely in the same grade. They are 100%. Yeah, they are, because they were both supposed to be finishing school. Because they were like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" Yeah. It's insane. Never. Plus Jimmy Winnie, right? It's like they were going for that rhymish type thing with their kids, twins.
Yeah, James and Winifred, Jimmy and Winnie.
But yeah, it was one of the first times where I started to track that, mainly because of also
I never picked up on it.
Well, it's also because of what's about to happen here. She goes downstairs, it's Christmas, They're about to celebrate Christmas. Time for presents. What'd she get?
It's the pink lesbian tracksuit or whatever it is. But it's got her initials on it, so that makes it
Oh, wait,
cool.
no, sorry. We're jumping the gun. We're sorry. We
Oh,
need to
did
go
we?
back. First is the walk through town with the family.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
We get to see some.
And then Buck fucking like threatens her at the
well,
funeral
and this is the
home.
funeral home, right?
Yeah.
This is what I was saying. This is a funeral home. This is the moment where we see it. This is the family business. And again, it says Waters Funeral Home. Not only does it explain to you now, because you didn't notice that it says it, it explains the job that you didn't know they had. I don't understand
Why
why
that makes
he
you
was,
so powerful,
or
but all right.
why David was ever supposed to inherit it instead of Henry, like
don't know.
Roger said. I don't think that makes any sense. But it also helps you understand why she stops for her soliloquy. Because like you said, you didn't understand why she stops right here. And it's just
Right.
like, what is
Okay.
it?
It's a
And now
it's
you
a
know-
closed store. Oh, okay. I
Now
get
you
it
know
now.
that she stops there because, again, it's directly related to the fact that she killed that guy.
Yep.
That's why it is now closed.
Because it's not like Buck could fucking run
well,
it.
but he wasn't. He was already.
Yeah, he's too stupid.
Well, he was just an OnlyFans model. I mean, we know what his job was. They told
Right.
us. If you thought that they were trying to insinuate that man did that on the
Mr.
side, you're
Mr.
crazy.
Tick
That was
tock
the
cock.
yeah. That was the only job
You
they
gotta
were
go to
saying he
you
had.
gotta go to school to
Well, because notice
mortician.
he didn't walk past and like he wasn't like, oh, I used to work there with my family. He goes, my family's business. Again, implying that he has never had anything to
Yeah,
do
he
with
didn't
that place.
He didn't want to. It creeped him out. He didn't like hanging out in the
I wouldn't
funeral
do it.
home.
Not-
We used to do it all the time
Well,
when we were kids.
And on top of that, though, the other funny thing here is like the kind of shopping mall business front that they
Right.
made this was 100% never a funeral home.
No, that was like a computer repair store.
Right.
They just like put those letters.
There's
up there.
no way there's an embalming room in the building they
Fuck
showed us.
No, hell no. It's not big enough.
No, I laughed so hard at the fact they showed us this like random like strip mall like front store. Of a strip mall.
I'm not using the strip mall funeral home. I'm sorry. You gotta
Yeah.
have like a nice building.
Like you said though, Buck shows up. Buck is he's a different Buck. This is not
His only
last Buck was fancy dressed.
Yeah,
right? Like,
he's living the life.
he literally calls her on it. He's like, I can't. You're the one. You killed my brother. You fucked up my family. Your family's doing awfully well now.
I should end you for what you've done.
It's so insane.
Nobody
He's in
helps.
public.
There's people walking around just ignoring it.
He's ignoring the fact that his brother was a homicidal maniac.
He didn't care.
Well, I know that. But he's addressing her like she, again,
You got away with murder.
he's talking to her like she's a drunk driver who
Right.
hit an innocent person on the sidewalk. Not like she's someone who saved herself.
I'd have thrown it back at him. I'd have been like, look, buddy, your brother's body counts higher than mine.
I'm just saying, like, he's coming at her on a self-defense charge.
Right.
Like she, purposely went after
She
him.
planned it.
Yeah.
She planned it the whole time. She planted the seeds in Water's brain to kill people just so she could kill him in return.
Right?
Right.
She's a savior. And again, though, that's the thing. No one in the town is talking to
No.
her. They all
Every-
should be talking to her like,
She's a
"You're our
fucking hero. No,
No
everyone is acting
No
like
one
nothing
cares.
happened.
no one cares.
They don't give a fuck about none of it. They're just like, tra la la, on with their lives.
Now's when we get to see the workout outfit. And the reason why it's easy to forget and why we almost did is because how does it make sense that they left the house to do the family thing, but then we just see them instantly back
Go
at the
to
house?
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Did they cut a scene where they went somewhere?
Probably. Low budget. Yeah, it's like.
They cut the scene where Dave and Jimmy did a tree lighting,
Yep, there it is.
right? Now that Henry's not there, it
Yeah,
would have been
they
their
cut
turn
that
to
scene.
do the tree lighting.
Yeah, that's what
That
it was.
had to be
that
what
had
it
to be
was.
what it is.
But so we don't get to see the fancy new
Their,
tree lighting.
I'm just
It would
pointing,
have had colors.
Their tree would have been dope. Spark like fucking the tinsel and
100%.
shit, and the fuzzy
Oh,
fucking
you know
wreaths
it.
and shit.
I wish we could have seen their tree.
Yeah, I want to see Jimmy and David's tree.
That's the deleted scene we need.
It's got that gay flair, right? You know?
Well, and thank you for saying it, because as soon as we get back to the house, much like we got the last time on Christmas, where where we see the gay Christmas ornament, we get
The
another
giant
moment
rainbow.
where the first cutaway is her looking at what she refers to as
The
the gay
lesbian
tracksuit.
The lesbian tracksuit. I love it. She calls it that out loud, and her
Aunt
gay aunt's
Gail.
like, "Oh, hey, we would never wear that."
No, no, honey.
She's like, don't feel bad. The asshole bought me a
A
scale.
I love that. And he's like, what?
What? You don't buy presents that refer to women's bodies.
Now, here's my thing. It's not even all on. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not. David's a douche. I'm not trying to. Say, I don't want to say this line and people misinterpret what I'm saying. He's a douche either way. But it's not even just that he did it. It's that his wife let him do it.
Yeah.
It's her sister and their daughter. She has a say in the gifts too, and she didn't think.
Maybe
hey,
she thinks they're fat.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Though, like the wife is equally
honey,
to blame.
You have been
like,
putting on some pounds recently.
Gail makes it seem like this is that typical male ego thing, and it's like, no. I mean, your sister has a part in this.
Fucking moms are so weird. It's like, Gail, honey, you're fat.
Maybe you do need that scale.
I'm sorry. I know you don't realize it, but once you step on that scale, it'll be very obvious.
Why don't you go put it on? I promise you'll like it better once you put it on. I cannot believe that Winnie humored them
and actually went and put it on.
I 100% expected that to be a scene where she was just like, I'm almost an adult and moving out of the house.
Right, I'm 18. I am not going to go do that.
No. You know, like,
I'll put it on later, Mom.
This isn't A Christmas Story and the Pink Bunny.
Right?
She's not a young enough kid. You can force her to go put on the clothes.
I forgot about the Pink Bunny. Poor kid.
But so, yeah, it's funny. It's crazy as she puts it on.
Because he's like 9 in that fucking movie. It makes sense.
But
you're an adult. Tell your mom, no, I'm not doing that.
She's easily double the age of that kid. She has every right to say, I'm not doing that. But she does not. She puts it on. She comes out. I love this when she comes out of the room. Aunt Gail with pouring the whiskey.
Just the big glass of whiskey.
She knows what's about to happen. She
knows it.
And you know that's what it is too. Like, it's so funny to see because you see her face like as she's doing it, and then literally Winnie's like,
where'd everybody go? They're outside. Your brother got a truck.
Brand new truck for Christmas.
Not even a brand new truck. That's like an $80,000 fucking truck.
I know.
It's funny. Stupid.
It's not
truck.
even brand new, and that's what the dad uses as the excuse too. Did you hear him? That's what he says. He goes, "It was used."
Oh, fuck you, dude. Kiss my fucking ass. The brother sitting there like, "Oh, it's for both of us." Remember those?
Oh my god.
The dual gift. You could go suck a dick.
But if that's even true, but the parents didn't do that. That was Jimmy. That was
Jimmy just trying to be
a good guy.
Yeah, he is.
Jimmy was not the douche.
No.
They played it like he was a little bit of a douche.
He was just trying to
trying to
diffuse.
Yes. Jimmy was an all right kid in this scene for sure.
It's not his fault that his parents like him
douche.
better.
Well, no, they definitely. This is the second time she said it before things went wild.
Oh yeah, the golden child of the Carruthers
But it
family.
seemed like a joke at that time, right?
Yeah, no.
But now when you see this moment, you're like, oh no, she meant it.
She's right.
She was for real about that. The car scene is the other thing that let me know that they're supposed to be twins, right? The fact that neither one of them has a car yet, and as soon as you would get one, you would be like, we're going to share this vehicle. That's a very much, again, twins are Irish twins. They got to be close enough in the same age that it makes sense that one of them doesn't just automatically get the hand-me-down of the other one.
Right, because it wouldn't make sense because they're right next to each other.
But close enough in age, you would maybe do something like that.
Right.
So again, that
like
was
me. I got my sister's old car.
So that was the other moment where I was like, so they probably are twins or close, if not twins, Irish twins. They are close.
They are like
close.
within 9 months of each other. There's
Super
no other
in
reason
age.
for it.
Pretty
sick truck though.
I will at
GMC,
least
big one.
I will at least give in the scene when they're giving the truck to him that at least Gail's wife was out there being condescending about all of it.
she's out there
since
too.
Both Gail and Winnie were not actively present to be condescending in the moment. At least Karen went up there to be like,
are you
why?
serious?
What are you fucking
like,
people doing? Someone needed to be at the vehicle to show disdain for that moment. I'm glad they had that.
Right. Fucking Winnie though, she finally loses her shit, dude. She just goes
this was
off.
This was the lesbian. This was when she calls
the
it
lesbian tracksuit.
She was so
like, hey, we don't wear.
I get a lesbian tracksuit and he gets a fucking truck.
Everybody needs to quit pretending like last year didn't happen. Like my friend died. They came here every year for Christmas, and you guys are just like, fuck it. And the dad's an asshole. He's just like, oh You need to move on.
But see, I agree with her, and not even just in the because it's her friend, because again, she's only looking at this like I lost a friend. She's not looking at this in the way that me and you are, in the greedy kind of people should be kissing your ass.
Yeah.
You're the hero.
I saved people.
You at least
I brought down a killer. Where's my fucking parade?
You deserved your moment in the sun.
Exactly.
You deserve your 15 minutes, and you didn't get
I'm a
that.
glory hog, though.
Me too, dude. I'm like,
where's my fucking statue?
You should be upset that you're not getting your due
exactly
right now. And she doesn't care about that, though. She's
weird.
So she's done, though. She's like, I can't believe you fucking people. You're insane. Nobody even talks about the fact that the guy who was almost running the town was a homicidal fucking maniac.
Right. And that I killed him. Like me, I killed him. I'm 18 and I've already killed somebody. And so most people have to join the Marines to do that.
And so she storms off, pissed off, sits down with both the gay aunts.
It's just the huge glass of whiskey just right there.
They give it to her. It was so great. She takes the drink. Not for me. And then her phone goes off. Why was her phone not working?
I don't know. She turned it off for Christmas.
Is that what happened, though?
But I didn't see her turn it back on, though. She just kind of picked it up.
And it gets 13 messages immediately.
He stress texted her? Where are you?
He didn't, though, because did you read them? It's literally like, new annual Christmas party at my house every year at 7. Then it was, it's almost 7. Then it was, it's after 7. Where are you?
Why are
I'm
you
just giving up
me?
on you.
All right.
So literally, it was spaced out text messages.
They didn't want to take the time to have her like turn it on, I guess.
I don't know.
Because it was immediate, just zhoof.
But see, even if it was that, they probably wouldn't
she
have
didn't. She
Gail still made the comment like he sent them all immediately.
Yeah, like all at once. She's like,
and
wow,
she didn't
he's
correct
intense.
it. I felt like I don't know.
Because they really made him seem like a clingy boyfriend
but
right
he wasn't,
here, but he's really not.
No, he's the opposite.
He is the exact opposite.
But so she sees all this and she's like, okay, I guess I'll go to this party.
Better
I'll
go
see
to this
what's
party.
going on. As soon as she gets to the party, she walks in, crazy stuff going on everywhere. She sees weird people, as she calls
she's
him. The weird guy,
the weird guy,
the neighbor.
He's like Robbie's weird neighbor, but he brought weed gummies, so he's cool.
I know that chick's name is Vicky.
Yeah, Vicky. Dude, he ate he's like first to 5. I'm on number 4. I'm like, you ate 4 of those in a row?
Well, he did eat 5 because he caught the.
Oh yeah, he did. So, dude,
because
5.
he was like, I won.
Fuck, man.
Well, here's what I'll tell you. Vicky had way more than 2 because she was just eating.
Oh yeah, she was.
Because she was just like snacking, and she was like, "You want one?" So who knows how Vicky was
like 1,000 milligrams of fucking weed.
Vicky was to the moon, man. Let's not even worry about that one. But so, yeah, at this point though, it's back to just like it was before. This is just typical high school party, right? Like
she's
it's just
looking
like
for
crazy
Robbie.
stuff is going on. She wants to find Robbie because he blew her phone up and can't find him. In steps weirdo Bernie.
Yeah,
trying to be nice.
I liked this. It's like she finally found the courage to say hi. It took her a whole year.
And that's exactly what it was too, because she even starts it off with that hello, and she said, "What? You said hello to me last year." And this is me saying hello.
Saying hello back.
I was like, what the fuck? But this was...
I like her. She's cool.
It was so nice for a split second,
It was.
Right? Because you have Winnie, clearly a popular kid. Even if she's not directly, she is tangentially because her brother is the football
popular
star,
enough.
Right? And so it's just like, oh, she not only is speaking to her right now, she knew her real name, right? She goes, oh, you're Bernie, right? And she goes, yeah, that's me. It's Bernie. Okay, it's Bernie. Have you seen my boyfriend? Oh, they both chuckled at the silly joke.
This is where she fucked up, though. She tried to protect Winnie from the truth, but it seems like she's trying to cover for Dude.
I know.
And I know. It's a hard situation to be in.
I'm on Bernie's side. She was doing the right thing. Fuck those 2 people.
Yeah.
The 2 people that are like, no, he's up in the... They knew.
Oh, yeah, dude.
They knew how hard it was going to be. They knew it was about to be a shitty moment for her.
They just heard that she was... and they just had to ruin it, right?
Yes. And then on top of that, as soon as she says 2 things to Bernie, they're like, yeah, fuck you weirdo. And then throw a drink.
Hits her square in the fucking face with it.
And Weirdo in true fucking, like, you gotta love her fashion
goes...
all right, that was good aim.
You have incredible aim.
Right?
And then
Like,
walks off. I was just like, all right, I kind of love her.
I
I kind of love her.
So good, dude.
Because I would have dove over that couch on both of those motherfuckers throwing a beer at me.
She goes upstairs. She
It's like the
catches
laundry
in
room.
the laundry room
With the dryer going. Did you notice?
Yes.
Fucking, like, they're getting freaky, dude.
as soon
She
as,
needed that little assist.
as soon as that door opens, literally fucking Darla jumps down. Robbie's putting his clothes back on, kind of freaking out a little bit, but not much.
Not much.
And then Darla immediately is just like, "Thank you."
Oh, thank God.
glad.
I am so sick of fucking sneaking around.
I was just like, true bitch.
Yep.
True bitch right there.
Right there.
Robbie throws out the "it's been going on for a year." Again,
And
they're
you
both
didn't notice.
trash people.
They
but
are.
It does also prove, again, because like we said, if you were paying attention, you see it.
She kind of checked out for a whole
She
year,
had
so
checked
it
out.
might be a
She had
little
checked-
bit
well,
on
and
her.
We don't
but
even know how
she-
earlier, before what we saw, she had been checked out.
Yeah, that's true.
She just took the checkout to overdrive
She
after that.
kicked you up to 11.
Yes, exactly. So, I mean, I'm not trying to condone it, but I am saying I see how it got there.
You should have realized what she was like, not communicating and shit. Like, what's the modern way of saying this? Like, you talk to a bitch.
Yes.
Go up to her and be like, "Hey, do you even fucking like me anymore? Because if not, I have other options."
But the worst part about this whole conversation was as soon as they basically had it just resolved it, like, we're done, you're with her, I get it,
Yeah.
whatever.
You people suck.
She looks down and has to tell him his dick was out the whole time in front of
Just
everybody.
peeking out of his boxers, I guess. Just kind of hedgehog, fucking little
From the
turtle.
way she said it to him, I'm gonna think it was a lot more than hedgehog, dude. I'm gonna think it was like just full dick out, man.
just hanging out.
Yeah, dude.
Just flopped out of the flap.
He's working
Half mast.
I was going to say he's working a semi, and it's just like full on. Like he's looking cool to everybody.
I was wondering what that breeze was.
Right,
Fuck.
like, that's how the scene felt to me. But yeah, so now though she storms out of the party, she's done. Fuck this.
Yep.
On her way out the door, insult to injury.
Fuck.
She calls Bernie weirdo.
You were trying to cover for him too, weren't you, weirdo? Fucking walks
I
out.
hated that.
I did too.
So bad because I was like, dude, you're the only one
Who
You're
talked
the
to her.
only one.
You were literally
You
the only
knew
nice
her
one.
name. You built her up for a
Right?
second. You know.
Ah.
She marches off to the pier. The pier. I didn't know this town had a
I didn't
pier.
either. I was like, oh, I didn't know we were this close to the ocean.
She looks up. She sees the northern fucking lights.
I mean, we don't really know where they are,
Now, the funny...
so it could
no,
be a thing.
No, 100%. The funniest part about this is, in 2023, when they made this movie, that made sense to be like, it's weird that these are here, right?
I was just saying, didn't we get them here
This
like not that
past
long ago?
year, because of solar flares, we've had 3 different occasions where in Kentucky
I was just saying, like, we're in
and
Kentucky and we
further
saw them.
south, you could see them.
It was really cool.
It's funny because when the movie was made, nobody thought that was something that was going to happen.
We hadn't had the big coronal mass ejection yet.
2024's bingo card said, "Hold my beer. I'm going to make it so this movie's tagline is stupid now."
That's all I want. I just want movies to make sense. I love it when the universe helps me with this.
But so yeah, so she sees
We're gonna half blow up a sun just to make this accurate.
She sees the Aurora Borealis fucking shining bright and makes a wish, not on a star, on a spatial anomaly.
Yeah, no, she's like, it's not even really a wish. She's just kind of like, no school, no friend, no boyfriend. It'd be better
Shitty
off if I
me.
had just never been born. And then the Aurora just kind of goes, woo, 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 pop.
And
Big bright green light.
And she immediately is in this new timeline.
Yep.
Right? Like, again, it takes her a while to figure it out. We all went in.
Yeah.
You saw the name of this episode before you got here. You know this is It's a Wonderful Life.
Because of the title, I was expecting her to like go. I was expecting like somebody to show
An angel
Yeah,
to guide her.
Where's my fucking Clarence?
But
or
beyond
whatever.
that, as soon as the thing happened, you knew what was
I
going
was like,
on, right?
oh,
Like, yeah, yeah.
cool. We like
We
dimension
blinked.
shift.
We blinked, yeah. And so as soon as it starts, you know that well, maybe not as soon, but very quickly.
Yeah,
once
like,
you see the ceremonial dagger in
the
this guy's
dude's eye, she like walks up, like, "Hey, did you guys see that weird
because all the lights shut
light
off.
thing that
Well,
happened?"
The light thing happened, and again, like I said, like the town was lit up for Christmas, and then in the new world,
It's
there
not.
were no lights on.
I didn't even catch that.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
right.
Literally, even the pier had Christmas.
I did.
The
I
pier
didn't-
lights
I
were off.
didn't even
The
fucking
whole
catch
rest of the
that.
movie.
That's right.
Yeah. So again, like, so instant change. She sees the dagger. The dagger lets you know, okay. And again, you know the tagline to the movie, so you're like, I get
Yeah.
it now. This is the world where she didn't. She was
Yeah,
never
she
born.
failed to kill the dude,
Well,
so
she-
he's still running
but
amok.
she was never born.
Yep.
It's more specific. The only
She
reason,
wasn't there to kill the
Yes.
dude.
Well, the only reason I want to make that point is because from this point on, the movie doesn't address it. But we don't know which changes are directly from the fact that she wasn't there to kill him, or they just changed butterfly effect from other times in town that she wasn't alive. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
could have been.
well, the main reason I want to point this out is because one of the things that changes in town, and you tell me, which is the reason for it? Is it because she wasn't there to kill someone, or is it because butterfly effect says something changed? When the town was originally, their their colors were red and white. That's what the varsity colors were.
Yeah.
In this new timeline, they're blue and white. I'm positing to you, did it change because she wasn't there and did the killer staying make the color change, or a butterfly effect because she wasn't alive since 1995 is something different that made the school's colors different?
I don't know. I didn't even catch that the school's colors were different.
Well, there's lots of little ones. That's just an easy one for me to point out to you. But yeah, so like I'm saying, we live in a world where she never existed. And so since she never existed, it's not just because he didn't get killed. There are some things that are very directly just because she wasn't there to be the one to stop him.
Yeah.
Like the number of people that were
that are
killed by him.
that are now
Yeah.
dead.
Those are things that we know are specifically just because she wasn't there to kill him. But I mean, there are lots of things that are
Like
different.
little tiny details. There's like,
Where
well, I
it's-
mean, like maybe because you weren't there to kick somebody in the third grade.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Because again, like, that's the world we
you
live in
didn't
now.
tell little Timmy Turner that fucking blue is the best color, so now the
Well,
school colors are no longer blue.
That's something
Or
weird.
whatever.
Yeah, backwards. But yeah, it's something like that. Because again, like, I don't believe that there's anything that Henry was gonna do. Although I guess Watercore's color was blue.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So maybe maybe it is that easy.
He's so fucking obsessive. He's like, baby
Well, he's
powdered
the
egg
mayor.
blue is my favorite.
Well, he's
color.
the mayor now.
Oh, yeah,
we
that's
can go
right.
ahead and address that
In this
we
timeline?
find out really quickly that he's the mayor. I mean, like,
Oh, yeah.
the dagger. She runs, calls the cops on the sheriff's thing. Sheriff is Buck.
Sheriff Buck shows up.
She's confused in the middle of being confused by Sheriff Buck. Here comes
Mayor
Henry.
Waters walks up, and she's just because like she was like, wait, I know who killed everybody. Everybody knows who it is. It's your
Buck. No. Yes, I love. She stops before he can
that
say
guy.
it. Well, she stops before she can say it, and Buck is just like, "Who? What do you mean?" Henry walks up. What? What's going on? We're gonna make sure
she
town.
says she knows.
You
who
get the
it is.
highest. You're gonna get the highest accolades the town.
Oh,
can
dude, I
give
love that.
for
He
surviving.
goes to
and-
hug her. She's like, I'm going to invade your personal space right now for a little bit, but it's a.
Well, and the craziest part about the conversation was the amount of back and forth that she did in 30 seconds. Because, like you said, she was about to tell Buck.
Yeah.
But then Henry walks up and she like cowers, dude. Like,
Yeah.
she full on is like, oh shit.
Oh,
what?
fuck! Maybe I can't just say it.
And
but then
then-
finds her spine all of
And
a
then
sudden at the
5
end.
seconds into talking to him was like, the guy looked exactly the same height as you.
Mayor.
And I was like, what the fuck, dude? You were afraid of him 10 seconds ago.
She found her spine all of a sudden.
It was only gone for 5 seconds. Like, what? I mean, like, the amount of, like...
She thinks really quickly. She's better than us.
She
She
went-
processed that super fast.
So quick.
Oh
Yeah,
no! Then oh man, fuck you.
One of the few things that I want to point out, because the movie never actually circles back to this one. And again, my OCD it picked up on it, and it bothers me so bad.
Keeps you awake at night.
As soon as she runs into Buck, and Buck is talking about things that are different, one of the differences she gets immediately is the reason he's sheriff.
Yeah, the other sheriff got killed. He's like victim 5 or something.
No. I want to make sure. That's why I want to say he wasn't victim 5. He was the first victim after the Angel Park 5. That would be the people that were supposed to die the original night.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So he was the one that died immediately after. The reason, no, but that's not the thing I want to point out to you. Who were the 5?
Yeah, there's only 3.
There were 3. We know who the 4th is in this world.
Yeah, it's Jimmy.
It's Jimmy. Who's 5?
Think Darla went out there to try and help him?
No, Darla and Robbie are alive.
yeah, that's right.
They are a happy couple. Who is 5? The movie.
Dude, the guy he was making out with in the woods. We never see him again. Maybe it was that dude.
But he didn't die in the first one because it was only 3 people.
I went back for him.
You understand what I'm saying?
You were kissing the golden boy. You must die.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't know why that bothers me, but it does, dude. I don't understand where 5. Where 5? Why 5? You could have told me Angel Park 4. I'd have been fine. My head instantly just like, who's the extra person?
The innocence of the town.
Well, it was definitely another person that didn't need to die, because this is why I brought up to you originally. His plan was he only needed to kill 2 people.
Yeah, so he could just like tear that house down and build his thing.
Now is when the movie starts to say that that's different.
Yeah, he killed like 26 people now.
Well, that's total since last Christmas. But even that night, his plan was different. We don't hear it from his mouth for a while, but he tells us part of his plan is killing Jimmy. Jimmy wasn't an afterthought.
Oh, yeah, because that's how he like takes control of David.
It was intentional.
Later.
So what was the original plan in the real world? Was Jimmy part of the original plan? Was Jimmy and Winnie part of the original plan? I feel like
if I kill both of his kids, he'll be my thrall.
So do you see what I'm saying?
Dracula style.
I feel like this parallel world is far more different than just that Winnie didn't exist, right? It seems like there's way more different here.
Yeah, way more timey-wimey bullshit
going on
here
than just one tiny change. At this point, though, Winnie still doesn't understand what's going on. So she's like, fuck this noise. I got to figure it out. I'm going to try to go home.
Yep. Walks into mom just fucking shit-faced drunk. Dude, like shit just clothes hanging off of her. Hey.
She's yelling.
I clicked the option to leave the pizza on the porch. Why are you in here?
I love that she ran into the house yelling for mom and dad. I get it. We know that they're not. She doesn't get it yet. I get it. But it's so uncomfortable so quick because she's just like, what? I'm not your pizza delivery person.
Mom, are you drunk? Yeah.
Just a mess, dude. Like a straight
sloppy
mess.
Drunk.
And then she runs upstairs screaming for Jimmy. Screaming for Jimmy.
She doesn't know yet.
I know she doesn't, but it makes so much sense about why David is so upset. Like, think about that from his point of view. Like,
my golden son is dead.
And now some weirdo is screaming.
I'm like, hey, where is he? I need to talk to him. I'd have thrown her out of the 2nd story window, personally.
And then to make it worse, she starts calling him dad.
He doesn't really react to here.
Well, the first time he doesn't. The very first time. He was just like, whatever.
Okay, whatever.
Now, then the next thing we see, Gail comes up, and she's still kind of Gail. She's kind of like... She's making these faces like...
I kind of feel like I should know who you are, but I don't.
On. She's definitely the only one not being rude to her.
Yeah.
Right? Like, mom was like, hey, you're the pizza delivery person. Dad definitely is just pissed off trying to get her the fuck out of the house. Like, stop asking. Again, now is when he acknowledges the weirdness of the dad. He says, Jimmy is my fucking kid. I had 1 kid. He's gone. Now I have no kids.
So get the fuck out of my goddamn house.
It's the moment that it clicks for her, right? Like when she hears him say those words, she's like, "Well, that wasn't just him being hurtful because
just
I'm
being
not
an
the
asshole."
favorite. Yeah,
oh, you're like, fuck you.
That's not
I have no daughter.
That's no pink lesbian tracksuit.
Yeah,
like,
no, this is legit. Like, he has no idea who the fuck I am.
Right? Like, that's the moment where she's really like, "Oh shit, this isn't my home."
Yep.
This isn't for me.
Yeah, I need to get out of here.
So she books it out. I can't even understand what your thought process is about where you would try to go is. Like, think about that. Like really.
Yeah, like, what do you do?
Like, and she doesn't either. She's kind of just like
Yeah, she just kind of runs through the town like, what the
wandering
fuck?
through town. We see the Angel Falls sign now says Demon
Yeah,
Falls.
right.
With the
Somebody spray painted
Yeah,
it.
dude. Nice touch.
Nice
I
touch.
love it.
Little shout out to some Back to the Future.
Did you notice as she's running through the town, there was the trees already there and it's been topped? Did you notice this?
It's the little little
It's not the
faceless
little
mask
angel.
guy.
It is a giant fake version of the killer.
Yeah, I was like, that's advertising a little bit. You're not trying to hide nothing.
I was like, well, and again, like
Same mask, everything.
everything. The people in town know that's what the guy. Again,
Yeah.
like they've seen him. He's been reported. At what point, as Henry Waters, do you suggest that's what you do to decorate the town without people thinking?
I am so powerful that I don't give a fuck. What are they gonna do to me?
I mean, if that's not what it is,
yeah, it's like it's what it
don't
has
know
to
what
be.
it could be.
Because then she runs past fucking Biff Towers. The fucking shot for shot, fucking Back to the Future 2, right?
It was so crazy. It's lit up the same way Tannen
Right?
Towers are lit up. It's
my god,
got the same. Might even be the same color.
Yeah, it might even be, dude. Same font for the
I
letters.
have no idea, but she looks at it the same. Like she bumps into the fake the statue,
The
bust
statue
his
of
head.
him.
She bumps into that, and the moment she
expands
walks,
around it,
the
it's
moment
right
she
there.
walks around that is the exact Marty looks up from the street.
straight up at fucking the
It is-
tower.
It's like you could put them side by side. I bet the timing
Right.
is the same.
Probably.
It's insane. And then we immediately cut from there, and it feels like she's walking through Hill Valley
right
from the bad timeline because there's people beating the
and
shit
the
out of each
fucking like
other.
rock music and shit going.
Bars
people
on
like fucking
windows.
bottles being broken.
I love Back to the
And
Future.
it's just Robbie's house.
Yes, I love Back to the Future and the amount of waves of the vibe that gave off.
Yeah, dude, it was just perfect. The way she even like has the scene like where she walks up to the house is almost shot for shot
yes.
of Marty walking up to the hotel.
Yep, it's so good, dude. Yeah, she's back to Robbie's house.
It's like a crack house now.
And so here's my other thing. So she restarted Christmas Eve, right? Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it seemed like.
So she just knew there'd be a party here because
There was before.
well, and because that was what he said the year before. Like,
Yeah, it's like
he's
we're gonna have a
I'm
party.
always gonna have a party here. Because think about it, technically it's the same night she found out he planned on doing that. So this Robbie didn't have to. This is what I'm saying why it doesn't make sense that because she's gone, some of this stuff wouldn't still be true.
Yeah.
There's no guarantee this Robbie's still gonna have a party every
Yeah,
Christmas
there's like
now.
he just had that idea coincidentally. Like, we're gonna do this every year, guys. And it's gonna get more and more crack denny every year.
Oh, but it is,
Dude, full crack den. Dude. Like there's poor Vicky.
Weirdo Steve
Yeah,
and Vicky.
fucking just sitting there just smoking fucking crack, dude.
Oh, Pete. I'm sorry.
Is it Pete?
I kept thinking it was Steve. I'm glad I wrote it one time. It's Pete. Weirdo Pete. At this point, though, she's at the party. She's trying to find Robbie. She can't find him. She's looking around.
Bernie's there.
Bernie is there. Looking exactly the same.
The exact
No?
like she hasn't changed at all.
Like, at best, she's got the black top over what I think is the same outfit from the previous Christmas party.
Yeah, I think so.
Like 100. Like, everybody else is so different.
Except Bernie.
But Bernie's the same.
The exact same.
Is it because she's such a loner that it didn't impact
No
her
matter
life?
what universe.
Not even like
she's in.
butterfly effects. Didn't.
No matter what universe she's in, she's exactly the same.
I mean, because think about it. Like if the only difference here are butterfly effects from Winnie not
she
being
never
there.
interacted
If you
with
were
anybody.
so introverted
Yeah.
that you didn't interact, then Winnie not being there would change your life. None. Right? Like
Except for that she just
you
wore
weren't
a black shirt
yeah,
that day.
exactly. Like if you weren't friends with her in kindergarten, it doesn't.
Yeah. It's a good point.
So maybe that's what it's trying to say. I don't really understand why they say that. This is the part though when she finds Bernie. She still calls her weirdo, which I was like,
Yeah.
damn, bitch. Like you're starting to understand what's going on here. You still can't like
You still
lighten
can't
up
just be
a little
you
bit.
already know her name.
But she's doing it almost in a nice way, right? Like because she realizes that it's the only person that's
Kind of listening to her.
well. It's funny because she pans the room and she notices that Bernie was the only one who even like looked at her. And so at first she mistakenly thought that was because Bernie recognized her.
her.
She's like, you know who I am?
No.
No.
Why are you
And
acting like
Bernie
you do?
was so happy through that
She
conversation.
was just so happy somebody was talking to her.
You know who I am? No.
No.
She was so happy, smiling. Not at all.
No, I'm just happy that you noticed me.
She goes, it's like I'm a ghost or dead or something. And she goes, well, you're talking to me and I see you, so you're clearly not invisible or a
dead.
ghost.
So
I loved the deadpan.
I don't know what you want here.
It was so fucking good. Oh, but then in the middle though, she sees Robbie and Darla making out. They have their little
They're
bit.
being gross. They're being
It's super
so
gross.
Fucking cutesy and shit.
The only reason I even want to talk about it right now, because it doesn't affect anything for this part of the conversation, is this is when you can see the blue.
Oh yeah, the jacket's
his
different that
jacket,
I never
yeah.
picked up on.
This is when it's clearly shown because he is still a varsity player.
Those are Henry Waters' favorite colors.
It could be.
Obviously.
I don't know why I didn't think about that, but yeah, Watercore was blue and white, so maybe it was that simple. Maybe as the mayor, he changed the school colors. At this point, though, she's trying to prove her point to Bernie, and she's pointing at everybody around the room, and she's like, "How would I know this person if I'm not real?"
Yeah, Chad, you know me. No, but I'd like you. Ew, barf, go away.
Tiffany, you.
No,
no.
You.
The way that girl laughed,
she just
so hysterically.
No,
what are you talking about? Then though, she calls her out and she says, "Look, you gotta believe me. I'm real. I'm Winnie Carruthers. I'm Jimmy's sister." And she says, "Whoa, stop it."
Yeah, dude, fucking Bernie's just like, all right, you're just fucking with me.
Well, at this point, she thinks it's like the ultimate nerd joke.
Yeah, like
right?
these people at this school are always fucking with me, but this is really fucked up, guys.
And I was just like, I was actually kind of like blindsided by the way she got offended by that.
Too.
Like I was just
oh,
like,
shit.
Holy crap, what? Because I didn't read it that way. I didn't even think that you could read it that way.
That
right?
she
like,
was fucking with her.
Well, in that kind of prank, like in the you're about like because as soon as I did it, I said something to my wife in my nibbling who I was watching it with, right? And I was just like, but I don't get this, and they both were like, oh no, like a Carrie type situation. I was like, oh, but how would you use that piece of information like that? What do you mean? Like,
that doesn't work.
Like,
really.
I get it now. Like, it's very forced, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's not the kind of thing where like you hear that and you automatically think, oh,
they would use that. It, though.
Yeah, dude. Like, I thought it was very weird too.
I was like, wait, how is that fucking with you? Her saying, like, were you close to Jimmy?
Now, though, is the point where we really start to see everything is drastically crazy, right? Like there's a junkie fight going on outside.
Dude, I loved this shit. Dude's just like, come on, give it to me, do it. And he fucking just runs up, kicks him right in the dick. He's
yes,
like, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, I'm getting my ass kicked. What's it look like?
Winnie's like, I just want to leave at
like,
this
what the
point,
fuck
right?
Is this
She's
place?
like, God damn, this is all so nuts.
She goes and like hides in Rob's bedroom, doesn't she?
Yeah, she makes her way up there, but before we see her up there is when we get to see
Vicky and
Weird Pete.
Vicky and Weird Pete
standing in the cold. Again,
smoking some crack, watching the lights.
Like I said, adding to the junkiness. It's all so much junky reeled together, right? Like we get the bum fight scene into those two freezing to death while getting high.
Just staring at the lights, blinking, like, wow, man.
Vicky finally is just like, I can't deal with this. You're too much.
Yeah,
You're too much.
Yeah, she gets like a text. It's like, oh man, there's been another murder. And dude,
he's
just
like, I don't care.
I don't give a fuck.
Doesn't affect my life.
It's not going to harsh my buzz.
In all fairness, though, he's right.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree.
Especially at 30.
Yeah, at this point, it's like, fuck it. If it happens, it happens.
Yeah, if I'm gone, I'm gone. But I mean, I got to live my life.
A little prophetic, but all right. Because Vicky's like,
'cause
all right. Vicky's like, I can't deal with you. So she like goes
too
inside.
Drunk for you. And I was like, I don't think drinking is your problem,
Yeah.
Vicky.
Sure, drinking.
Yeah, she bolts off and goes inside. Man, as soon as he was by himself, you knew it, right?
Yeah, you knew exactly what was about to happen. Not the way I thought. I thought
it was gonna. I thought it was
just
gonna be
instant,
easy,
right? Like he was just gonna stand there, axe to the fucking head, right?
When he dodged the first attack, I thought he was gonna make it.
I did too, dude.
Because he made it keeps going. He
puts
almost
up a
dies,
hell of a fight.
He gets slashed, but still keeps running. I thought he had it. I thought he had it. No.
he takes one too many fucking like because takes a shot in the back,
Yes.
keeps going, takes one arm out, keeps going, like, and then finally he like takes one like right in the neck and he
right outside
he, like,
the party.
drop-
I
yeah, like-
loved because you're watching it through
Through
the
the
window, and
window.
you see the people who are like the back of their heads
yeah,
are
you-
to it. I love.
they're just having
that
a good
view.
time, music's bumping.
Well, and the thing is,
And
like the
he's
way
just getting murdered.
the way the
outside.
town's been, I don't think if they'd have seen it, it would have changed anything.
Up, can't
Think
help
about
that
it.
guy.
Well, think about 30 people deep at
Yeah,
this point.
that's
You
true.
would just be like, oh,
Yeah.
oops.
Sorry, can't help him.
This is the moment though where you officially have to start questioning how many white suits does this man have? Because this is the first time. Well, this is the first time
he
we see
actually gets blood on him.
Every time we've seen a kill while this suit was involved before, no blood on it.
It's because he tried to change it up with the axe.
But
There's way more
dude.
blood splatter.
And so, like, as soon as I saw that, I was like, okay, hard plastic mask, whatever.
Yeah,
you
wipe
can
that right
you
off.
Windex that thing clean.
Exactly.
We're good.
Totally fine. That suit, on the other hand, that's fuck, dude. You might as well throw that away.
You're not. There's not
Even
enough,
if you bleach it,
Yes.
it's just going to turn pink.
there's not enough bleach in the world. And then that's what I said. I was like, it's not like you can take it to the dry cleaner.
Yeah. Hey, can you
Then
get
they
this
know
out?
what's going on, right? Like you're damned if you do, damned
He
if you
owns
don't.
the dry cleaner, though.
I guess. But I thought he was a funeral home director.
But he owns everything.
I know. I'm just making the joke about the
The
we
most
can't
powerful,
figure out what job
the
he
most
has.
powerful funeral home director ever.
Oh, but yeah. At this point though, the party is just showing. I guess it was supposed to be showcasing to us like how both like depraved the drug culture is.
Yeah.
How
How far everyone's fallen.
and they like care about
Yeah,
this
how
type
much
of
people
thing,
don't care because
don't pay attention.
I
to
find it hard to
anymore.
believe nobody saw that.
But yeah, that's what they want us to believe.
Maybe
though.
hear it because the music was loud, but I have a hard time believing nobody was looking out the window.
Yeah. Now though is when we see her up in the room.
Oh yeah, and she finds the yearbook.
Well, and we get the confirmation about how unimportant she is.
Oh yeah, because they've been together forever.
3
Like
years.
there's like a shrine for
it's-
Robbie
it
and
says
Darla.
3 years. She reads it out loud off of something while she's up there. 3 years. Now, the main reason I even point that out is in the other real universe, it'd only been a year. So that means in this one, without her ever existing, they got together so much earlier that again, like she does start to think after this point.
She stood in the way of true love.
It's
She
a
deserves to
non-issue,
die.
and she was wrong, right? Like, and it's true, right? I mean,
Yeah.
at this point, you have to start to see that. You're like, oh, I guess that is right.
I might have been holding these two back. That's like the only negative against her is like, oh, she was kind of in these two's way.
But then she hits the yearbook, and this is the other part where I maybe started to think she was supposed to be realized. Well, I started to think she was twins with Jimmy again because she hits the yearbook, and like it's not even just the realization she wasn't there. It seemed like it was the realization that there was no Carruthers on that
Oh yeah, because
page.
Jimmy's not in there, is there?
Well, he wouldn't be because he died the
year bef-
Christmas
Yeah,
of
that's
their
right.
junior year. They would because
Yeah.
again, like think about it. She got the letter
yeah.
the next year, so
Yeah.
that'd be the middle of your senior year when you would have gotten the college letter,
That's right. So they'd have been about 16 when he got murdered.
right? You get what I'm
17
saying?
later- Yeah.
And so again, he wouldn't have been alive for senior year, so he wouldn't have been a senior.
Wouldn't have been in
picture.
that yearbook.
And so again, like I said, it's like she was shocked there was no Carruthers, not necessarily just shocked that
she wasn't in it.
yeah. So it was the realization of all of it being true. That she's not here. Jimmy's definitely dead. Because remember, this is only like a little bit after she had the like shocking moment.
Oh yeah, it seems like it's way
but
longer,
it's not.
doesn't it? It's
Like
only
she
like
went straight to
30
the
minutes,
party
isn't it?
from
Yeah.
there. Yeah. So I mean, it all happened fairly
maybe an
quickly.
hour.
Yeah. So she's still just kind of like
She still hasn't processed all this
she's still
shit.
coming to terms with everything that's going on here. Yeah. So she saw that. She goes back downstairs, right?
And everybody's being mean to Bernie again, right? For like no fucking reason.
Yeah.
And she tells Vicky like her ass looks, she shouldn't purse her lips, your face looks like a butthole.
This was so funny because she was fed up about all of it.
All
right?
of it.
She was
Fuck
like,
you. She does the fucking the half baked the fuck you,
yeah.
you're cool,
Well,
and fuck you.
She was like fed up. She was like, I can't believe you guys are having a party in a situation like this. Like this many people dead.
Yeah.
You don't know. I can't believe you guys are
a
this.
year worth
I
of
can't believe
murders,
this.
you're still fucking
Yeah.
having a party.
She was just fed up with all of it. The funniest part is while it's going on, there's the announcement from Mayor Waters on the TV. We're doing everything
We're
we
doing
can.
everything we can.
My
We're-
people will put an end to
I
this.
will figure this out.
After
It's like the most
27
like platitudes ever, just like basic
27
as
dead
shit.
in a year. Literally everybody telling us a new death every couple weeks. That's the actual
Yeah, it's like
quote
every
in
couple
the
weeks
movie.
he attacks every couple weeks.
I don't think anybody's listening to a goddamn word that man
They just
has to
don't
say
care.
about it.
They're just hoping that it's not them. That's it. That's
Yeah.
all they give a fuck about. That's why they're all doing coke and being
yes.
drunk and shit.
But at this point, though, Winnie is like, I'm fed up. And she, as if she still just can't grasp this concept, grabs Bernie, but still calls her weirdo.
Come on, weirdo.
And then they leave. And I was just like, I don't even understand why. Why is that what we did? Then it gets as if we haven't had enough other pop culture references. They get outside and they're talking a little bit about the weirdness of what what Winnie thinks is happening, right? Like Bernie is just kind of like running down the list. She's like, so you're telling me you believe this and that's insane. And then she says, come with me, right? Because they're just talking about the weirdness of the deaths and this, and she just says, come with me. And they run off. I was expecting a "if you want to live" from her.
Come with me if you want to live.
Because it was
I was
the
so
perfect
happy.
delivery.
I was so happy about this because they're like, we got to stop the killer. It's you and me. And fucking Bernie's just like, all right, come with me. And I was just like, oh, please take me to the like string wall.
Oh, and it was.
I was so happy when we get to her house and she's like, I got a string wall about all the murders. I was like, fuck,
I wish we could have seen something though. She has no.
It doesn't really. It's just like kind of like a timeline of each kill. It doesn't really connect to anything.
Wait, just literally being like this person got killed and this person.
It's not really.
Yeah, well, she has
a string wall.
Well, she has no theory herself either.
Yeah,
she literally the only thing she does is give us the piece of information that they're all. Well, not all.
They're all people who owned businesses and Waters owns
teenagers
them now.
of people.
Yeah, so they can't fucking.
As far as we know, the only adults that have ever been killed are literally the sheriff, the original sheriff, so that way Buck can now be the sheriff.
So because he's such a good cop, as we saw. I think you guys need to put some more caution tape. It doesn't feel cautious enough.
And Grandpa Rogers.
And
I guess guy who took the knife to the eye.
But he was just a rando to scare us.
But
he's just a homeless dude.
The specific the specific thing though that Bernie tells us is that it's usually the children because like
they're going to inherit it.
Well, and because then the adults lose the will to care about,
and then we're more likely to sell.
Yeah, and so like that's when she's like, "Holy shit! I guess I do kind of believe you." But
alternately,
you showed up the same. Now this, I have a problem with this. She says you showed up the same night a massacre occurred and the deaths started again. Literally, the man told us
this happens every couple of weeks.
Times.
Yeah,
every couple of weeks. There's been no massacre. There's been 2 deaths since she came back.
One that we know of. Dude who at the docks. We haven't found one guy yet.
So you get what I'm saying? Well, I mean, we know of. They don't. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Like, at what point is there a massacre? Now that she showed back up in town. That's what I said in my
notes. I was like, I don't even call it a massacre. It's like kind of.
I feel like
somebody died when she showed up. Well, little weird.
But again, were we not going to mention the 27 people who died before she showed up?
Right. She's just never. No one ever saw her. She hid in the woods. She lived under the bridge.
It was the dumbest explanation ever, right? Like her weirdo.
She really just kind of talks herself into not being like, oh wait, maybe you're the psycho. Pulls the scissors on her.
It's so random though, right? Like you're just like, but that makes no sense.
They did it just so we can have the jump scare
well,
here in a second.
It was perfect, dude.
Why should I believe you? Smash.
Instantly, she says. She even says it. She goes, okay, I believe you. I believe you.
I believe you. I believe you.
So it was Henry Waters.
He does. He comes busting through the house and he teleports like 3 times. This whole scene takes like 2 minutes. He teleports 3 times. From the window where he busted the Santa through it, suddenly he's at the front door, and then he's randomly like behind them later. Mm-hmm. But they escape. It's not a big deal. They get attacked by the what do they call him? The Angel or
the
whatever.
Angel. That's the name. That's the nickname for him.
I like where they escaped to though.
The movie
The
theater?
movie theater? I love this fucking movie theater, dude.
Well, it's classic old school.
Yes, it's like when we used to fucking have.
It's small town Americana.
I was
the problem
so
here is that
mad.
you're missing that means you want to live in a Hallmark movie.
I
Hallmark,
do. I want to live in a Hallmark movie, but without all the Christmas bullshit.
Because the Hallmark movie towns would 100% still have a big.
Can I live in like a Hallmark movie town like during the summer without like all the Christmas bullshit?
This though was a little bit uncalled for. The scene, like they're being chased by they're literally at this point being chased by a killer, right? And we know, and they know, or at least they assume they know who this person is.
Yeah.
And therefore it's the mayor, and the mayor would know most likely most of the people. It's a small town.
Yeah.
And what they do, certainly maybe their jobs they all
Yeah,
have.
where they work.
Like the fact that one of the two people he saw is definitely this girl he knows from the movie theater.
Yeah.
And maybe he
one
should
of the like
check
only places in town he doesn't own.
and has lights lit up on it for no reason when it should be closed.
Great place to hide, though.
I guess.
Super fantastic.
I don't even have a problem
no one will think to look.
Well, I don't even have a problem with going there to hide. I have a problem with the fact that it's successful for as many hours as it is.
Yeah, it shouldn't be that. Like
I don't care
all
that you
night,
go there,
dude.
but it should not have been successful the
Especially
whole
when
night.
they're playing a movie. Like you can hear the movie from outside the movie theater.
Like I said, very big problems with this. I mean, again, it was fun though. It was fun.
It's small. It's small, but it's
they're
great.
watching A Christmas Carol.
I love that version
the
too.
Old,
the old black
I
and white.
got that one on DVD. This is also when we get our "It's a Wonderful Life" reference between the two of them.
Oh yeah, because
right?
she's like, "It's real, it's real." Oh my God, you're George Bailey. Could you be my Clarence?
Yeah. The
direct fucking reference. They named the characters.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that was before.
That was right
wasn't it?
before they got to the theater.
That was
fine.
that was in the middle of their right before the person jumped through the window, scream style at him. Because again, she still could have been the killer.
Could have been.
Sorry, I realized that now.
Yeah, they have the cute hold hands moment in the theater and shit.
That's right. We're now in the middle of our date-ish thing. Like I said, it felt
I've been on way worse dates. It's fine.
Well, my only problem is that it's in a place that shouldn't have been safe. So you should never have thought that this was the time to do it.
They definitely shouldn't have watched a fucking movie. Maybe if like all the lights and shit were off.
Well, and again, then we find out that it wasn't like they were just trying to hide there for a little bit. They're truly trying to. They go there to hide for the night. That was their plan.
She
was
like
to
wakes
sleep
up
there.
She wakes up in those fucking seats, dude. You know how fucking sore she would be.
At this point, though, the Bernie knows everything and she's fully on board. She believes that this is a parallel world.
She is super on board. She didn't sleep all night. She went and like compiled
all
another
these
string
evidence
wall.
things about the Aurora Borealis because she's convinced that is the connection.
That is the key.
Because it showed up at the same time she showed up.
Mm-hmm.
And their
that's
town
super
shouldn't
weird.
have it.
We're way too far south for that shit.
Again, like I said, this movie didn't know.
Yeah, that can happen.
And we live in a world now where that joke is not as good.
Never thought I would, but I've seen two.
The weirder part about this scene is everything they say about this. So the Aurora Borealis, according to her research, shows that it can show up sometimes after tragic death.
A violent death.
And so then
you killed Henry Waters.
Which is crazy enough, right? But then she immediately says that it is his spirit. She says that. Yeah. She says that is his spirit.
He is the Aurora.
Meaning, though, that the Aurora Borealis they're seeing isn't even their Henry Waters. It's the Henry Waters from the original timeline who has now done this to make her be here. So he is still somehow cognizant.
Wow, you get like superpowers if you get murdered. Awesome.
And why would he grant the wish for the person who killed him?
Like why would he let this happen?
Why, if it was his spirit?
Well, I guess it's better for him. He's not dead.
The violent death happened a year before. Why did it wait a year for his spirit to be the Aurora Borealis?
He had to negotiate with the gods. He had to go to Heimdall.
Okay. I'm done. You get my point.
Give me 6 months. I'll flush this out, right?
You get my point, though. This is absolutely insane.
It is.
Every bit of it. And what happens next is even more insane because what does Winnie say we should do? Let's go see my dad? Yeah. Why is that who we're going to see?
Because he's close to him?
he's Henry's right-hand man.
Yeah, and they need to kill him.
So obviously he would help. Here's my thing. I don't think her dad in the original timeline would have
helped.
done that.
No, I don't think he would have either. Like, I have no...
And that man had a reason.
Yeah, there's no reason you should think that your dad is going to help you kill this guy. I
certainly don't believe in the weird post-apocalyptic 1985 timeline version of things we have going on here that her dad is now killing this version of Biff Tannen. I'm sorry, Henry Waters.
Yeah.
So
it is, though. It's so Biff Tannen, dude. You can't.
So I don't understand why she thought, let's go see Not Dad. Right? Like, it's
Dad.
It just seems like not a good idea to me. And it wasn't.
It wasn't, dude. She he wasn't even gonna let her in, but like Aunt Gail plays
because
gatekeeper
she
for a
it.
second.
And we finally hear her admit that. She finally is totally like, how do you know me?
Because something about a thong. I didn't write it down. There's a
you
thong.
didn't?
No, there's a thong story.
It's an Aguilarian. You don't get
I don't
that?
know what the fuck that means.
Christina Aguilera. It's a thong like Christina Aguilera.
Oh, I
it's
didn't
an
know that's what it...
Aguilarian. It's not a real word, Bo. I'm telling you context clues. Aguilarian thong just meant a Christina Aguilera styled
I hated that bitch,
thong.
though. I hated Christina Aguilera.
That's fine. I'm just saying.
I did not think she was cute.
That's what they were making the joke about. The year that it happened and the fact that that means she was supposed to be a drunk college slut is supposed to, that was the joke was that a drunk college slut in 2001 would have wore a skimpy thong
like Christina Aguilera. Yep. And froze her ass to the ground.
Literally,
at the
apparently.
Christmas fucking...
Apparently, literally froze it to the ground. Because that wasn't supposed to be a joke. That was supposed to be like
she's
her
on top
cheeks
of,
were frozen to the ground.
I was going to say, on top of wearing just the thong, she was wearing an insanely short skirt that just like, as soon as she sat down, is just ass to ground.
This time they get
ass
inside.
to grass.
This time they get inside and Mom is very drunk again.
With a dude.
With a dumb dude.
Dude, random guy just from nowhere.
Who the fuck is this guy?
Do you have
Gail,
my...
Don't ask.
Do you
don't
have
want
my
know.
Ambien?
Do you have her Ambien?
No, you're a goddamn mess, Judy.
I loved that, dude. But so at this point, though, Gail is like, look, he's upstairs. Talk to him.
You could try
Why
and talk
would she
to him.
do that? I feel like she could have got her...
Yeah, like...
Well, not even with what we know. Could she have gotten her killed? But I mean, just like in general,
yeah,
she could have gotten her
shit
killed.
You don't bring up to people. Like, my son was murdered.
Like nothing but tragicness.
Yeah,
is what you could have foreseen from this. And it don't be wrong. For a split second, when she goes up there and she starts talking to him, you think that it's going to come out good.
They have the
he has
connection.
A smile on his face
about like
the football game.
And
he
shit.
Threw 6 touchdowns that game. Man beat Al Bundy. Al Bundy only had 4.
That's so funny.
Sorry.
No, it's great because remember the episode where
Dutch
they do the fucking the episode of
I know I was
they do like
people
the
us reference
the It's a Wonderful Life episode of Married with Children, but everybody's life is literally like actually better without him there.
Mm-hmm.
I love that episode.
But yeah, so at this point though, you see them almost connect.
Almost,
and you're like,
so close.
She fucks it up because she calls him Dad.
She does.
How did she not pick up on this the first time?
I don't know. It's a habit.
So,
18-year habit, right?
She calls him Dad once, which was already fucked up. Then she says, "I know who did it though." Like she calls him. It's Henry Waters. That pisses him off even more.
Yeah, the guy who paid for this house, paid for my son's funeral. You're gonna accuse of murder. Get the fuck out of my house.
And then she said Dad one more fucking time.
I am not your goddamn dad.
And that's when he starts to get a little bit like homicide.
Yeah, he like stands up and shit.
And now my thing is, of course the man paid for the funeral. He felt guilty.
Yeah,
because he killed
your son.
Secondly, how does this bitch not leave the house? She walks out. Not only do they not leave,
it's right outside his office
meets
door.
Her up
it's
the stairs.
Right outside the door.
Bernie decides that she heard that fight go on up the stairs and says, instead of me waiting for her outside because we should leave, I'll go upstairs further into their house.
Completely dead stop her, and we're gonna have a full conversation right outside dude's door, right?
Is that not insane?
I noticed it too. That's in my notes. I was like, why are we right outside his fucking door after he told us to get the fuck out?
Finally, though, while they're having they have the talk they have is really good. It's the part where literally it gets a little emo though, but Winnie has the revelation that she now believes that it's not even her life that was important, it's Jimmy's, right?
Mhm.
She's like, fuck me, the only reason my life was important is because I'm the one that kept Jimmy alive, and
Yep.
the town needs
The
Jimmy.
town needs Jimmy.
Right? It's literally what she says.
Fucking golden boy Jimmy.
Is-
Jimmy Golden.
Yes,
Hey.
Jim-
Right.
she
For all you
literally-
wrestling fans out there.
She's literally just like, Jimmy, without Jimmy, my family is dead. The town is
The
dead.
town dies.
Jimmy is the one.
He is the
Jimmy's
key.
the savior. And so she's like,
Fucking
we gotta.
sanguineous.
It's so crazy. And she's like, okay, well, we gotta go fix this now. They run downstairs. Mom is just.
She's like fucking this dude on the counter. Dude, it's nasty.
She literally is just like, what the fuck is going on?
Don't let that bastard yell at you. He thinks he's tough, but he's not.
She then says something, and Gail, shining through like always, goes, oh no, she goes, you've got yourself
A side piece?
and she goes, pieces.
Plural. I
I-
told you didn't want to know.
I fucking love Gail, dude. She never
She's a
stops
fucking
being
mess.
bad.
You hear
Yeah.
me, Judy? You're a fucking mess.
And so then they're like, okay, well, we're gonna have to leave. We just gotta run out. We gotta leave that. Oh wait, before they leave the house, he leaves the house.
Yeah,
right?
'cause-
he storms out, being pissy and mad. They think
There
they
he
think
goes
that's all it was.
again, fucking leaving at all hours of the day.
He's been doing that forever now. I don't care where he goes.
Yeah, fuck him.
Oh my god.
While fucking like fuckboy Tony is just like all over her goddamn neck.
But at that point though, they're all gonna leave. And I mean literally,
Yeah, like Winnie's like, fuck this, we gotta leave and shit. And like Bernie like stops her. He's like, look, that we need somebody to help us.
you're right. Okay,
Gail. Of course it's gonna be Gail. Gail's fucking
They turn
great.
around into the most crazy pandemonium in the
Fucking dude.
world, dude. Gail is on the floor screaming, yelling.
Like, she's bleeding too. Did she get cut?
I guess,
Or was
dude.
it just blood from
I
mom?
think it might have been blood from mom or
Okay.
the boyfriend, because the
Yeah,
boyfriend
because
was also
he's
dead at
just
the
like
table.
he's spiked to the table.
But yeah, we see it
Killers
is
here, killing everybody.
killing mom, killing
Fuckboy Tony. We'll just
what-
call it
yeah,
that.
whatever. Going for Gail, going for them now because
Yeah.
they're also there. Oh my god, it was really intense.
Bernie takes the second to like bull up on him and shit, pushes him, he just slashes her fucking wrist.
And what happens when that happens? Everybody else runs the fuck
they
upstairs.
run away. They seriously left Bernie down there.
Well, I don't even care about that. Why did they run upstairs?
Because
And
it's a horror movie.
it's Scream 2 rules.
Yeah, it's a
you
horror
run
movie,
out
that's why.
the door, not up the goddamn.
No. You
Sarah
gotta go
Michelle
upstairs.
Gellar, Buffy herself gave us this advice. You run out the fucking door. You don't run up the goddamn stairs.
No. You got your Halloween rules. You got to go upstairs and jump from the
Well-
like third story balcony, right?
As if it wasn't insane enough that they run up the stairs. As soon as Bernie does finally get her composure and meet them on the stairs, what does Winnie do to save the day? She throws a painting. A painting.
It worked.
It's a painting.
All right, dude's a pussy. It hurts. I don't know what you want from me. Like, fucking 3-ounce fucking canvas painting. He takes the sickest
my
bump
point.
ever.
Like, this wasn't even
It
like,
like
a,
busts his skull open.
like we're talking like Target frame. This wasn't even like a solid oak wood
no, it
frame.
was just like just a shitty fucking.
yeah.
You
Target
paid $5.
plastic. Yeah.
You paid $5 for this thing.
Like I said, it was insane that that's what took this guy down.
But he takes a sick bump. Just
Falls
rolls
down
down
the
the
stairs.
stairs.
They're like, okay, we
Did
gotta
this-
go. We gotta
okay.
get across him.
Did this feel like it took way too goddamn long?
Yeah.
It's
Ev-
like
a
it's
lot of
like
these
in
things-
it's like in Scream 2
Well,
with
it
the
took-
cop car where they're
it-
trying to like go over
Well,
him.
it took too long for them to decide to do it. It took too long for them all to do it. And then Winnie makes the dumbest choice of all choices because there's no way the man was dead yet.
No. But I gotta see.
And she decides to fucking rip his
I
mask
gotta
up
see.
instead of moving across him. She also has the knife in her hand, and she should have stabbed him first and
she
then
even
remove
says
the
I
mask.
have to kill him.
But she wants to take the mask off first, kill the man, then take the mask off.
We gotta see who it is first.
Who is it? She thought it was going to be.
It was Dad.
This was wild. Wasn't ready for
I
it.
was actually kind of fucking shocked.
Now, this is the point I will
I've watched a lot of horror movies.
I will-
I don't usually get surprised like this.
go back and watch it one more time, and you will actually notice that there is a cut in the movie where it stops being a shorter guy because Justin Long is short, and it is a taller guy in the white angel suit.
Yeah, that's right. I never paid attention because
well, I
said it earlier in the
Well-
episode. I'm like, Joel McHale's like 6'4".
Well, I only paid attention because the first time through, I got upset when we found out it was Justin Long because I could have swore it was a taller guy
yeah.
in the suit when we found that out. So when I paid attention and I was like, no, I guess it was a normal sized guy. So then when I saw the taller guy, I was very aware. I was like,
super aware of
I was
it.
like, I was looking for him at the wrong time.
Yep, that's
I
it.
found him though.
It
And
is a
now
good-
it makes sense.
It is a pretty good twist, though. I didn't see it coming.
It was a good twist. I didn't like their explanation though.
I didn't either.
That
It doesn't
he's-
work without magic.
that
It
he's-
really doesn't.
That he got so sucked in by Henry after Henry killed his son,
That
he now is doing
not
his
only,
bidding.
yeah,
and
like not
killing
only
people
did he
for
own him, he controls him.
I don't know, dude.
Magic.
It's very strange.
I'm
It's
gonna go with
very
magic.
Weird. But even weirder than that is that they escape to the movie theater and they all have a talk. We even have Aunt Gail hears this insanity come out of Bernie's mouth and agrees with it.
Yeah, she's all about it. She's like, yes,
Well,
you
listen.
have to kill your dad.
Well, it's insane because she says, "Oh, well, nothing's changed. Our original thought was you have to kill the killer.
Yeah.
You still have to do that." Okay, but the thing that's changed since she said you have to kill the killer, right, is the fact that she has already said she believes the fucking Aurora Borealis is the spirit of Henry Waters. So at what point would killing David
Have
fix
fuck all to do
anything
with
to
it?
do with the spirit
I
of
thought
Henry
that too.
Waters?
That's why at the end when they finally actually do kill him and shit, they're like, "Oh, we're done." I'm like, "Why? Why the fuck do you think you're done?"
I agree. It's stupid.
It happens here in a minute because like,
Oh,
they're
it's super. It's
oh,
right
dude,
now.
they're like, all right, what we're gonna do is we're gonna set a trap and we're gonna lure him here to us. And
the trap doesn't work. Catches.
I love it though. They use the marquee for the fucking theater. It's like, hey, David, we're in here.
Well, and then
Come get
and
us.
the dummies, mannequins in the seats.
It was a good plan.
But then who shows up?
Fucking Robbie and Darla.
Darla.
They're my least favorite people in the entire movie. All they do is fuck shit up. They cause problems at every turn,
That's fine.
and I'm kind of glad I get to see them die.
I
here in
still
a second.
defend their relationship though.
That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. It's just every
I
time
know, I
they
just wanna
arrive,
point it
they
out.
fuck up plans.
I just want to point that out to the people. That's all.
yeah, no, it's cute that they're in love
They're
and
fine.
shit. They're fine. Should have had more communication, but it's okay.
Once they show up for their third anniversary, I can't believe they
I am
said
so
that
I'm
word.
with Bernie and Winnie on that. Just
Yeah. And they're like, well, that's stupid. You guys fucked everything up.
we had a trap.
Literally, this was that thing. Like, I knew they had left her for too long,
Yeah.
right? And that's what happens. They turn around.
And fucking Gale is just
He's here. The
Yep.
killer's shown up, and he is killing Gale. He is taking his revenge.
that
out
one hurt.
on
I like
her.
that. I didn't really give a shit about any of the deaths in this movie, but when Gale died, that one hurt. I was like,
Yes.
I really liked her. She's like the coolest aunt ever.
Then he powers down the fucking building.
That was cool. Where the lights go out and she grabs the camera, and we have the
Why was the camera just handily there this time?
so we can do this scene. I guess I don't know, but it's really cool where she's clicking
Yes.
the flash to
it's-
try and see.
I can give you two movies that have done this
Yeah,
already.
I couldn't think of them.
Gothica and Saw 2 or Saw 3.
Gothica's the one with Halle Berry
Yes.
in it, right? Dude, yeah, that's right. That's a good one.
There
It
you
was
go.
really cool. We get to fucking Darla and Robbie
Robbie,
get
they're both
fucking
gone, though.
killed. She goes,
You can't even like it's the deaths are cool and they needed to go, but you can't see too much of them. So
Yeah.
we lose a little bit.
yeah, but it's
It's still fun. It's a fun scene.
stylized.
Yes,
It's
yeah,
really
yeah.
stylized kill. It's really awesome. But she runs away and she goes and like grabs a broom.
This was so funny. Grabs the broom, it gets broken in half, and then she runs
And she's like up the stairs and just suddenly decides like trap.
accidentally. Oh,
Oh, did she fall? I didn't even see it.
Well, I don't. Yeah, the scene.
I thought she
plays-
planned it out.
The scene plays like it was well, it could. Even if she planned it out, dude, like that would have been so on the fly thinking. Just think
Right.
about it. It just broke.
Yeah, because she
It's
just
not like she had a
yeah
a appointed staff this whole time.
It broke 2 seconds before she
Yeah.
ran up the stairs.
So even if it didn't happen on accident, it just feels like none of this was intentional, right? Like, I mean, it was just too quick and too insane, too much
Dad
going on.
runs straight into that fucking.
He's gone, dude. I think I was too busy just being distracted by the fact that the movie wasn't over. So obviously they realized they were wrong, and that now even if they fix things, she is gonna have a hellacious therapy bill on her hands.
Yeah, right.
'Cause
I
she
killed
just-
my dad.
Right? You think about that, like, you know, like to be wrong, to be so wrong,
Yeah, 'cause
about needing to do this.
It seems like she is wrong because they go off to the pier here.
Well, they
right after
100% are wrong. Killing him had no.
had fuck all to
I
do
promise
with
you,
it.
if they just would have killed Henry and not
Yeah,
David.
it totally would have
Now,
worked.
don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that David wasn't a hurdle and that the killing of him wasn't a possibility. I'm saying it was not a necessity.
You know, if they'd have never went to try and get his help, he never would have tried to come kill them.
Well, maybe. He was still the hired killer of Henry, who still thought that this new girl to town might know he killed people the year before.
That's true. That's fair.
And that is what we find out. When she finally does run up, Henry specifically says that. I hired David to kill you.
Oh yeah, because
He's an add him to the naughty list.
I love this. They go to do the it's
Wait,
all.
let's get there.
It
It's
is
real
the
quick.
sweetest
They hit the
shit.
pier.
We
they
think
try
we're
the wish.
done.
Doesn't work.
Bernie's even like, this was gonna be my last Christmas. Like,
No,
you-
yeah,
like
no, this
you
is
kept
the
me from
this
killing
was the,
myself.
Well, this was the. We got it wrong. I wasn't the Clarence.
you were
my Clarence.
Oh.
All my notes say right now in all caps and spaced out so it takes up a whole fucking line is not the fucking time for your romance.
No, it's really
Nothing
not.
has been resolved.
We're still
yet.
not
There
done.
is still a homicidal maniac loose.
And on top of that, we have a ticking clock because the Aurora is almost gone.
And looks angry.
And is like pissed off because she tries to wish herself back. And she's like, fuck you. Let me fucking go.
No, and again, this is my point again. They said this thing was the soul of
Henry Waters.
At what point did they expect it to do something
What
nice
she wanted.
for her?
Exactly.
All of it makes so little sense. But now we get to the part where you were talking about where magic comes, like real fucking
magic.
comes in.
These town folks have glowing green eyes and they are just
look,
drones.
I was even fine when I first seen that to be like, okay, maybe it's supposed to be so fucked up of a drug, right? Like
Yeah.
I'll even buy that.
Man, they got some good crack in this town.
But the way we see all of this play out, that is 100% mad. Like even if you want to believe in the beginning when you see it, where you're like, oh, whatever, it's still just drugs, right? No, because what we see is they show up, they confront him after he kills his own brother
in front of everybody. Because his brother's like finally done with it. Buck's like, look,
trying to leave town.
Like I can't do this shit anymore. And he's like, it's
you're
okay.
on the naughty
I
list
forgive
now.
you, but you're very naughty. Guts him with the fucking knife,
And then dresses him up as the
in the
fucking
suit
angel and puts him on the
crucifies him.
tree.
So good.
But yeah,
blood just staining all the white.
While all that's going down, the girls are like, this is stupid, you can't do this, and they kick their way up to the stage basically, and they're like, they don't even have to though, really.
Yeah,
There are two security guards and they are just watching.
They're just
it go
standing
down.
there and shit.
The
They just
zombie
come-
town folks aren't doing anything, so literally they just kind of walk up to the stage for the confrontation.
I like before they even get there, like the zombie town folk, like he's picking naughty and nice people, they just politely clap.
But yeah, at this point though, they have no hurdle in their way except for Henry, right? Like he is officially the last problem.
He's the cockiest motherfucker. He even invites him up on stage. He's like, "Oh, come on up here. It's the town pariah and the outsider."
Well, and before that, he admits that he's the reason her mom left her dad.
Yeah.
Did you forget that? Did you not hear that?
I didn't hear that part.
Go back. He says, and she makes the revelation that remember Bernie said that she's had every Christmas without her parents because
her dad caught her mom.
Right there during that confrontation, he calls out that he was the one. He says something about her mom and how he knew.
I must have been writing notes or something. I missed that.
So he's the reason why Bernie has had
no wonder she fucking hauls off with that mean ass left.
Yes, dude. That's why I was making sure.
You.
That's why I wanted to make sure you knew that, because again, like,
that did seem a little out of nowhere. I was like, well, why do you hate him so much?
And it's the reason why she says to him, when Winnie says to him, "You ruined her life."
Yeah, that made no sense to me. All right, that makes sense now.
Because
Thank you.
literally, he ruined her life. He tore her family apart.
You fucked my mom. This is all your fault.
But yeah, so again, to get back on track, though, like you said, they beat the shit out of him.
Dude, this was so funny.
The guards don't move, dude.
They come in, she comes in, just pops this big right, screams, "I hate you," and then it just turns into they use him
back
as like
and forth.
a dummy. They just
Back and forth.
bop,
Winnie,
bop.
then Winnie.
And then he falls into the crowd and they like zombie attack him.
Well, again, that was my favorite because he's saying they're never going to turn on me, and they instantly, while still zombies.
Yep. The second he got like weakened for a second, they turned on him.
But the funniest part is that the bodyguards at no point tried to stop anything, dude.
They didn't want none of Bernie. She pulled that knife.
Well,
I'll use it, pisshead.
No, technically that was the first time they finally did try to stand up. They let him wail on him and throw him off the stage without moving. Then he finally tries to get back on the stage, and that's when they were like, and it was like, it seems 5 minutes late, guys. I think you should have stopped him from getting punched.
The zombie processing takes a while. It slows shit down.
This is also when we get to see the sister wife woman get taken out. She tries to grab her. She grabs the ceremonial dagger and was like, "I'll take you guys out."
Man, she is a fucking pussy. She gets took out by a present. Like a cardboard box fucking kills her.
Flops the knife out of her hand. Kick, done.
Yeah, done. She is gone. Never see her again.
Loved it, dude.
Instant knockout.
As if this wasn't bad enough, as if it wasn't weird enough, the magic was already here, right? Bernie comes in, gets the fucking final stab.
Nice.
Takes him out.
Because he's choking Win, right? He's like, "You sluts."
Needed to happen. Because magic, though. This is what I was getting at. As if it wasn't already dumb and weird, right? Like we already said it was. I said we can almost believe it's drugs, right? You could still almost tell yourself
everybody's just on so much crack they don't care.
But here's the thing: if it's drugs, if he made a new drug and that's what it is, this next part could never have happened, which is the fact that they're all instantly no longer under the effects.
Yeah,
the moment he's
the green
dead,
pupils.
The
go away.
moment he's dead.
I liked his dead. Did you notice the like heroic music swells for a second? Like you're gonna get like a big like death, and then he just falls down dead. And then the music just stops. Like, oh, he's dead. All right, cool. On with it. Everybody's fine now. Yeah, we're good. Okay.
As soon as it's all finished, we instantly get this magical green aura starting to wrap around Winnie.
Oh, it's happening.
Bernie runs up. It's like, I can't let this happen. Not yet.
Yeah, don't go.
They get a kiss. They kiss as
she
fades.
Do they? I didn't even catch that.
It's a kiss as she fades. So it's barely a kiss. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those like, oh.
And she wakes up in her room in the lesbian tracksuit,
which I thought was weird
funny
touch.
That was
It's a funny touch.
That cracked me up. I was like, ha ha.
But she hated it.
I know.
So it's weird to think that, because remember what she was doing the night before. The implication here is that she just got so drunk at the Christmas party. She came home. So she got so drunk at the Christmas party, she came home and in the drunken state put on the tracksuit.
She thought it was funny. She's standing there with like the last bit of her drink. She's standing there just like, it's got my initials on it.
Then she's just so excited to be back. She runs downstairs.
She's like,
Oh,
everybody.
you're all here. You're here.
It is totally like a Christmas Carol end of it, like where he's just like, "You boy, what day is it?"
Like you're skipping some of the dumb stuff. Her parents are like apologizing, because that's what I want to point out. She's technically still in a bad timeline.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I mean, it is the good one, but her friend
died. Her friend's been murdered. Her brother got a truck and all that
her
shit.
parents are still shitheads who know nothing about her and don't care about her.
Her mom is a
didn't make it into
dumbass who's
she didn't make it into NYU.
Yeah.
It's still not good.
It's still better than what it was.
I get it, but you get what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, it's still not really. It's not great, but it ain't good.
Yeah. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird that this was
lesser of two evils, I guess.
But they buy her the new camera.
Which was nice.
She's excited to see it. Jimmy's alive?
Yep. She hugs the shit out of Jimmy, dude.
In the middle of hugging Jimmy is when she has that Oh shit! What about Bernie?
I forgot about Bernie because remember Bernie said that.
Well,
this
do you
was
know
gonna
why,
be-
right? It's because between
She was gonna kill herself.
Well, but no, it's between the pink tracksuit and her gay brother. She finally realized, oh, maybe my parents were right. I did need this suit.
Maybe I was a lesbian the whole time.
I should probably go check on my new girlfriend now.
She said she was going to kill herself in that alternate timeline. I better go check on that.
No, but again, that was her thought. You could even see.
Yeah, they're like, because the music's all happy and shit, and then it just kind of like.
But then it goes back to
like,
happy
quiets
again. 'Cause
out.
she, like you said, she runs across town as if
Like,
this was the
before
end
she-
of fucking Scrooge.
Before she even knocks on the door, the music gets happy. Did you notice?
But again, my point is it does back and forth and back
it
and forth.
completely subverts it, though.
Well, it does it twice. You're skipping past what I'm telling you. It goes sad when she leaves.
Yeah.
But then it gets happy when she's on the street because she's running through the street like it's the end of goddamn Christmas Carol, right? She runs to the dude.
Yeah.
What day is it? I'm on my way. You get what I'm saying? Like the movie goes down, up, down, up.
Yeah.
Why? Why do we have to do this? Why are they?
I don't know.
Whose emotions do they think they were playing with? Not mine.
Personally, I don't like this ending.
No, this ending is garbage, and
It's-
this guy does endings like this.
Yeah.
like
This
too
is my
easy,
only complaint.
Too convenient. Too convenient.
That's my only complaint.
She gets to the house, and she's alive.
Not only is she alive, she remembers everything.
She is that Bernie.
She is the Bernie from the alternate timeline where they like each other and are dating.
This is existential crisis all over it. What happened to other Bernie?
Fuck that.
Is she dead?
Yeah.
Is other Bernie
she has
gone?
to be.
That personality, that
Yeah.
consciousness
She's
is
dead.
no more.
She had to be. I wanted this movie to end. She runs in and saves Bernie last second.
That would have been fine.
And been like, no, you are important, right? Like does the
and
thing
then,
like
and
at
then
the
they
pier,
form-
like you
because
do
again,
matter.
we already know this Bernie is almost identical to the other Bernie.
Yeah.
So we could have easily started the relationship
There.
from here.
Exactly. Just like don't.
Real world, and we get the same ending essentially, right? No, we had to
But
go.
no, we get like
we had to go
super- we
stupid
get
with
like
it.
Disney fairy tale fucking ending.
And the reason why it super doesn't make sense, and we've said this multiple times already, is because their own logic was that the goddamn thing in the sky that's granting these fucking wishes
from the
was
evil
Henry
guy.
Waters'
Yeah, the
spirit.
bad guy.
At what point would Henry Waters reward the person who's killed him twice?
He was secretly just a big softy.
And that is the end of the movie, guys.
Yeah, that's the end
there's
of the
no
fucking
special
movie.
nothing. It's not like we're telling you this and there's a end credits like to make it funny again.
They kiss.
No.
End of movie. Did they even kiss? I don't even remember.
I think they just hugged.
I
just
think they do.
hugging.
I don't know.
It was weird, guys. Again, I liked the movie.
I did. I liked this movie. It was fun.
But this is exactly how I
There's
ended it the first time
a
I
bunch
watched
of
it.
problems.
I ended it the first time watching it, looking at everybody in the room with me and just simply saying,
the fuck.
it's not the worst.
Like it was all right.
I had no other words.
I just
Everybody was waiting
I
for
have
more.
watched worse movies this year.
Yeah,
I'm just
like,
gonna say
it's not the worst.
no. It's fine. Go watch it.
I got no more. I
Uh,
mean, it's
Maybe
it's
don't
not the
watch
best.
it by yourself. Watch it with people so you
Yes.
can kind of rag on it a little bit.
no. Me and Bo, we both knew this was a fun movie for how we would get to talk about it
Yeah.
now. The sitting and watching it by yourself, you definitely might be like, "This is
this
garbage.
is stupid.
This is not
especially in the
necessarily
middle
funny."
where it kind of drags a little bit.
But it is good.
Other
It's
than that-
funny. It's great.
Go check out It's a Wonderful Knife. Crack one of these beers because after the third one, you don't even taste it.
It's not bad.
Fatheads.
I'm really at this point, dude. I'm not even trying to lie to you. At this point, I'm questioning myself on if there is any flavoring.
I know, like
Were we in our own head when we first started?
there
Or
has
did
to
we
be.
drink enough that now we
It's
don't
on-
taste it? I don't know which
What
it is.
What is the APV? Hang on.
7.5. It could be either
Yeah,
one.
It could be either way. It's not high enough to where it would just erase it.
Is Spice Up Your Holidays literally just a good tagline, not them trying to play on the fact that they spiced it up a lot?
Yep.
Because again, I'm telling you right now, at this point, if you were to ask me, I would certainly tell you there's nothing. This is a normal beer.
Yeah. Right now, I swear to God, about an hour ago, I was like, there's something in here.
Guys, next week we are going to be watching Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Which I don't care who you are. I understand we couldn't have 2 without 1, but 2 is the best.
It is. It's the better of the movie. All the movies.
All of them.
I was about to be like,
Out
it's
of
the
the-
better of the 2 movies. I forgot there were
It's
like
the best
5
of
of
the
them now.
franchise. So that's
Dude,
movies,
yes.
shows, comic books,
Oh, I
video
forgot
games.
the show.
There's a lot.
I liked the show.
Oh,
The
no,
show was
it
good.
wasn't bad. It actually is better than the newer movies.
It is. The show is better than the newer movies.
Okay, Bo, go ahead and hit him with
All
our
right,
beer.
beer is going to be Mirrortown Brewery. We're coming back to them. We're going to have the Hasta la Vista, baby.
Obviously.
All right, because you have to.
What are you gonna do?
Terminator
What else?
2. We're going to have some Arnie next fucking week. Action Month.
I don't know, because I think we had special plans for the one after that. That's maybe
It's an
not
action movie. I don't care, even though it's animated. There's some action in there. Some scary shit in that movie.
All right, though. You got anything special for us on this one?
No, if you like this and you want to help and you want to buy us a beer, subscribe to the Patreon. Kentucky Fried Critics on patreon.com/Kentucky Fried Critics. Figure
Whatever
that
it
out.
is.
I don't
He's
know
got it.
how the internet works.
I guess since Bo didn't have a special one, I'll go ahead and close out this one with a Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Yeah, that's
Next
fine.
time you hear us,
Stick to your resolution.
next time you hear us, it will definitely be
It'll definitely be that.
2025.
I'm going to get in shape. No, you're a goddamn mess, Judy.